Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Lost Asia and Unleashed Both of His Dragon Longinus Part 3. Before we start, please go support Noah Liber 12 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. The power of love. I headed straight to Asgard where the Valkyries would be waiting for my fight. I arrived quickly. The time was 6 p.m. I was feeling tired because eating at the Vatican had helped me recover most of my energy. I had 4 bottles of Phoenix Tears as backup. A little while later, Ryusoulger opened the door in the exact place so that the great city appeared before my eyes. Issei, well, here I go. I began to walk through the Bifrost, the Rainbow Bridge. An army of Valkyries was waiting for me at the entrance to Asgard, all in normal position. One approached me. The names are more difficult than the Vrga, so I will not say them. Valkyrie. Hi to Issei. Today you come for your challenge for the hand of our partner Rosweiss Odinson. I had never heard of Rosweiss' last name. In fact, I thought I didn't have one, so it was a detail that I omitted. Issei, yes, I'm here for that, so we can begin. Valkyrie, you will not fight against us. Your fight will be against the father of our partner, and many more Valkyries. Issei, and who is it? The Valkyrie stepped aside, revealing someone older. Thor, that would be me, boy. Thor Odinson, son of Odin, father of many Valkyries, among them Rosweiss, and god of thunder. You came here by the hand of Ros, so as a father I will fight against you. This is not true in DxD, but I had to give a more epic touch to this battle. I stood firm, appreciating the one that was once in my hands, Mjolnir. I took my spear, and changed its tip for Danma. Both of us were now face to face. Without hesitation we both released a blow with our weapons, colliding strongly. Thor, you are stronger than I thought, boy. Issei, if I am motivated to have Ros with me forever, I am capable of anything. Activate Gear 2 and Godspeed to start attacking faster. From the room. Azazel, why didn't you tell anyone you were Thor's daughter? Rosweiss, I didn't find it necessary. Sona, that explains why it was so easy for you to get the hammer. Kuroka, it seems that Ross-chan is a spoiled child. Rosweiss, I am not. In Asgard, we quickly exchanged many blows. It was the clash of true Longinus and Mjolnir. The Bifrost was shaking. I quickly managed to turn around to land a blow to Thor's abdomen. I jumped to avoid Mjolnir's blow, and then release a dark flash. Issei, let's see how much the Thunder Disc can handle. Many discharges fell on me. Although I absorbed most of it, it still caused damage. Then I received a direct blow from Mjolnir, causing me to retreat violently, almost falling off the Rainbow Bridge. Thor was coming again to attack me, but I attacked first. I did not count on Thor throwing Mjolnir at me, causing me to fly towards the city. In the room. Azazel, and got here. Even though he hit Thor, he was not able to beat him, even when he held back. In Asgard, he threw the hammer at me. It was his mistake. Thor, you lost. I tried to attract Mjolnir, but the hammer did not return. Issei, I still haven't lost. Thor. I got up with the hammer in one hand. Issei, before I needed your help to lift it, but now I have redeemed my past mistakes, and my motivation is different from before. That is why now I am worthy of holding Mjolnir. Using my wind control to help me spin the hammer and accumulate electricity in droves, a large concentration of it was on me. Thor did not count on this, so he did not know what to do. So he approached. There was me. Quickly, with all the accumulated power, I threw the hammer, and with the help of my time control I made it faster, and it hit Thor's chest before he held it. I quickly appeared above him, taking the hammer and my spear to begin hitting him with both, until he stopped moving. Thor, well, boy, you win. Make my little silver flower happy. In the room. Azazel, while Thor swallowed his pride. Ophis, yes, little silver flower. Rosweiss, enough. Rosweiss hid her face comically while her ring turned green. In the underworld. My clock read 10 p.m., but I had to continue. I healed my wounds with a Phoenix Tear. I was going to face the family that made them, and strangely my wedding suit had not been torn to pieces. So without problems I headed towards the Phoenix house. I opened the door, and their Lord Phoenix, Rias and Ruruko were waiting for me. Rias, so it was our turn. Lord Phoenix, if we win then my daughter will still be a little Phoenix, but if you win then we will celebrate the wedding properly. When he said little Phoenix, in my head there was only the memory of me whipping the naked Ravel while she moaned, all for the game rating we had. Issei, yes, well, let's start this. Quickly the 2 Phoenix brothers pounced on me. I didn't want to waste too much time, so I quickly began to summon a snake made entirely of water. Issei, Leviathan. The snake quickly attacked both Phoenix under my orders. Their flames were extinguished. I quickly attacked with my control of water. It was simple. Now only Lord Phoenix remained, who attacked me quickly, but could not with the water snake, thus leaving me winning the fight. In the room, Ravel, and I already won my hand. I am very happy. With Issei, I continued moving forward. My clock marked 12 o'clock. I fell exhausted in one of the armchairs of the Phoenix house. I woke up the next day at 6 in the morning, September 27th. My fiancée's mother had left me food, so I took it and went to my next destination, the Sitri house. I got there walking and with some time to spare. Sona and Seraphal's parents were there. Rias, Ayato, Issei. I knew this day would come sooner or later. I just didn't think so soon. Samira, I knew it. Good Rias. Our daughters are now great women. He is here to ask you to let him get married. Rias, I am a person who prefers to avoid fights, but in this case, it simply cannot be done. A giant ice structure attacked me. Both were willing to finish me off. I quickly destroyed it with fire. But a giant wave, she attacked me. I tried to control her, and it was better than I thought. I managed to return it properly by defeating the mother of both, leaving me alone with her father, who attacked me with ice as much as possible. I began to melt them with my powers. Rias, I started to think a lot, and I asked myself why my two daughters? Especially Seraphal, she was the one who saw you closest. Issei, Sona is the best genius that exists, the smartest girl I know, but I am the only one who has seen beyond, the tender and sweet girl inside, and Sarah, she is always so cute and effusive. Not having fallen in love with her should be a crime. The area heated up to the point of not being able to prevent more ice from being generated, even evaporating the water. With a blow I defeated him and the ring turned green. Issei, I won. In the room, Sona, it's the first time I feel so happy to see something like this. Seraphal, you're right, Sotan. Ai-chan beat our parents for us. With Issei, I went to Japan, directly to an old mansion where a man was waiting for me. The clock read 9 in the morning, and between, man, Ayato, Issei was waiting for you. You finally arrived. Issei, I suppose you are Tsubaki's father. Mr. Shinra, that's right. We are a family that has been at the service of the demons for a long time. But unlike my daughter, I only know how to apply portals. So let's talk, boy, starting with what do you like about my daughter? Take a breath. Now I had to release everything my heart had of Tsubaki. Issei, although it may not seem like it, outside of her personality that seems cold, she is a girl who seeks to improve every day. She is ashamed when she makes a mistake, but always tries to stay calm. Tsubaki is different from any other girl. She does not seek to copy others. She wants to stand out for what she is. She is loyal to those who care, and will always look out for her well-being. In short, I love every aspect of Tsubaki. Shinra. Mr. Shinra, interesting boy. And tell me, what do you plan to do once you get married? Issei, ensure her well-being and tranquility. As a good husband, I will not let anything hurt Tsubaki. We will also support each other. Mr. Shinra, one last question. Will I have grandchildren? Issei, yes, you can be sure of that. Mr. Shinra, look, boy, I'm not a very complicated man. Tsubaki was never interested in boys until you came into her life. If someone managed to change my daughter like that, it's because she really deserves it, and showed what she is capable of with her love. Issei-kun, as a father, I know I can be calm leaving Tsubaki in your hands. You love her, and she loves you. Everything is fine. The ring lit up. I said goodbye and I was able to get out of there. While in the room, Sona, are you crying, Tsubaki? Tsubaki, not only did something get in my eye, Entourage Sitri is crying. My next stop was also in Kuoh. The clock struck 10. It was a very old samurai house. Another man was waiting for me. He was sharpening his katana while he watched me advance. It was obvious that he was Tomo's father. I jumped quickly. A slash of light attacked me. Mr. Meguri, you are faster than I thought. Issei, they tell me a lot. Mr. Meguri, my daughter matters to me a lot. I want to see if her fiancé is strong enough to beat me. Issei Zanma. My katana appeared and I quickly accelerated to hit him. Our katanas suddenly collided. Mr. Meguri, I want to see more closely what my daughter's fiancé is capable of. Issei, if it's for Tomo, I'll split up a mountain if necessary. Mr. Meguri, it seems that you care a lot about her. Issei, she is impulsive but she cares a lot. She always tries to do things much better. She is constant with what she does. She has a somewhat strange sense of humor. But with all that, Tomo is perfect as she is. Mr. Meguri, you talk about many defects, and yet you claim that my daughter is perfect. Issei, she is perfect for me. We quickly began to exchange blows with the katanas causing flashes to jump. Tomo's father threw light cuts at me, while I tried to avoid them. It was not easy, but I thought my cards well, and I came to the most logical conclusion. Issei, If this thing could create a pocket dimension supported by the spear, then I can do something else. I quickly activated Gear 4 and began to charge the power in the sword and then release a very powerful dimensional cut. Mr. Meguri tried to block it, but in that instant the katana he was holding disappeared. Mr. Meguri, but what? Issei. I sent it to a pocket dimension. I quickly appeared in front of him with the katana pointing at his neck. Mr. Meguri, you win boy, I give up. The ring turned green and I left there with the blessing of the Meguri family. In the room, Tomo, he won, it's incredible, and that's what he said, I'm so happy. Momo, we're close to sharing it. Tomo, we're very close. Test of love. I lay down to rest at Tomo's house. It was already 12, and I had to take a break. I had 2 days left to complete the test, so I got up quickly. Tomo's mother gave me something to eat and I quickly left there. My next stop was the Tsubasa family's house, a family of blacksmiths. The clock marked 8 a.m., and I got ready. I took my dragon and flew out of there. I quickly arrived at the Tsubasa house. His father was waiting outside. Mr. Tsubasa. Wow, then it's my turn, boy. Look, I am a man who likes simple things. I know well what you feel for my Yura, and I know what she feels. But I'm going to perform a simple test on you. The man went into his basement and took something out of there. Mr. Tsubasa, destroy the shield. Issei, a simple test, why? Mr. Tsubasa, the Tsubasa family has been blacksmiths for years, years in which we have made weapons for the greatest warriors. But also, we are responsible for the protection of different armies. The Tsubasa family is an unbreakable shield, so I want to see if you are able to destroy the most resistant shield we made, so you can see that you can enter this shield and join it. Issei, I understand. If it is to prove that I deserve to marry Yura, I will do it. Quickly charge a dark flash, concentrating and thinking about only one thing. If you want more fan service, I think I have all the girls' letters at my disposal. Issei, you're a strong girl, although somewhat clumsy, quite cute but very determined. That is the Yura that has always been and the Yura that I like. That is why I am going to break this with one blow, because I know that she is watching me and our strength is together. In the room, Yura, I have always been attracted to strong boys, but you are the best of all. You are the one who tried the hardest for others. That is why I love you, Issei. So break the shield. With Issei. Issei, you once told me, Yura, you are the shield and I am the sword. Together we will penetrate any defense. Dark flash. My fist went through the shield, completely shattering it, leaving Mr. Tsubasa stunned. When I finished, I saw all the pieces on the floor and heard Yura's father applaud. Mr. Tsubasa, that shield wasn't even broken by a dragon's breath. You're exceptional, boy. I know Yura will be very happy to be with you. You have my blessing. I smiled as the ring changed color to green. In the room, Yura's ring also changed to green. My next stop was the Kosaka house, a house of sorcerers, or well, as Rhea once said, some somewhat annoying exorcists. The clock struck 10 o'clock in the morning and his family was waiting for me outside. His mother and father, they didn't make me wait. They went straight to the attack. Father, good to see you here, boy. We don't like to beat around the bush. Mother, beat us, and you will win Rhea's hand. I quickly used the advantage I had. Issei, Zanma, Sukuma. I began to cut the spells they threw at me, but they were fast. Issei, I see where Rhea got her talent. From father. It's strange Rhea is not the girl someone like you would want. Issei, someone like me? Father, a murderer boy. We know your record, they gave it to everyone. Mother, it's incredible everything you've done. For the first time in my life I felt ashamed of my past actions. Father, Rhea is a quiet girl. Why did you notice her? Issei, calm, serene and knows how to take things calmly. I just realized that I really needed her. Someone who would put my life in order apart from loving me. As much as I already love her. Magic absorption. The sword began to absorb all the magic around it, charging its power to the maximum. I released it with all my strength. Issei, free yourself, leaving Rhea's parents out of combat, and winning the fight. Issei, I did it. Father, well done, boy. In the living room, Rhea's ring was turning green. Rhea, am I really very tidy? Sona, that's how Issei likes you. Rhea, and I also really like how he is. With Issei, I left the house to go somewhere else where they told me at around 11 o'clock in the morning. There were 4 people, Momo's parents, and Ruruko's parents, ordinary humans. Issei, I've come. Mr. Nimura, okay kid, let's get this started. Ruruko's dad be like. I was surprised by his reaction, but I felt something comical when his wife hit him. Mrs. Nimura, I regret that reaction. My husband is a little impulsive. Issei, it reminds me a lot of Ruruko's personality. She is always that impulsive at home. Mrs. Hanakai, from what I see you are always looking out for our daughters. Issei, of course I am, they are the most important thing to me. Mr. Hanakai, It would be lying not to say that it took us by surprise to know that our daughters were demons, and more when we found out about the situation you were in. But when I talked to Mr. Surzex, they told us everything you did, boy. We must tell you something. Mrs. Hanakai, we cannot be happier that you are with our daughter. Mr. Hanakai, a girl as serious as Momo, radiated happiness when she met you. She always talked to her mother about you. And now we know all the wonderful things you have done for everyone. You are someone incredible. And I will be more than happy to know that Momo will spend the rest of her life with someone like you. Mrs. Hanakai, that's right, you have our blessing. In fact, we didn't even want to participate, but according to Surzex, it was mandatory. Mrs. Nimura, the truth is that I also agree. My daughter has changed and matured a lot thanks to you. I know that you will take her on a very good path, dear. Mr. Nimura, it's okay, the boy is good, I understand, but Mrs. Nimura, nothing, you will stop complaining that Issei-kun has a harem, and you will eat your words. Mr. Nimura, it's okay. The ring turned green. In the room, Momo, my parents accepted easier than I thought. Ruruko, I feel ashamed of my dad. While their rings turned green, I looked at the time. It was already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I ate something quickly and left. A fight was coming up that I was afraid of and it looked difficult. My fight against Sig Vera's father. I arrived at around 3 in the afternoon. Her father was looking at his watch. Mr. Agars, I understand that with me you have 11 fights left to be able to fulfill your mission, and you have a day and a half left. For the Agars family time is very important. And you got quite ahead with Sig Vera. Issei, well, me, Mr. Agars, she has become more rebellious because of you. Although I am glad, someone had to give that girl joy. And well, today I am going to fight for my daughter. Time stopped, and a fist hit my face. Mr. Agars, they told me you were fast. I activated Sig Vera's powers. My control of them had improved. I quickly began to counterattack. Sig Vera's father showed me even more resistance. I released a dark flash, but I received a blow again. Mr. Agars, you have a natural talent for learning things, but it is not enough. I began to go faster, but he kept pace. Mr. Agars, someone who cannot defeat me should not be my daughter's husband. His arm pierced my chest, and before his eyes I turned to dust. In the room, all I see, Rias, your father exaggerated Sig Vera. Sig Vera, and Azazel, Surzex, are you listening to me? Something went wrong. Something went wrong. In the castle, Mr. Agars, I didn't think that would happen now that I'm going to. Sig Vera's father quickly received a blow, destroying the castle's columns. Issei, I'm not that easy to kill, father-in-law. Mr. Agars, what? In the room. All what? In the castle. Mr. Agars, how is it possible? Issei, I delved a little deeper into my research of time. I discovered the closest thing to cloning. I can divide my existence in the timeline for every second I've been alive. I learned to do it at will. Phantom. In short, I can clone myself infinitely. It was a sure blow after this revelation, and I won the fight. My ring turned green. In the room, Sig Vera, he won. How happy I feel. But I will not forgive him for scaring me. His ring turned green. In the castle, I left there to head to my next battle, prepared for anything. Here's a message from Phantom. I know it seems like I'm giving a very quick development to the relationships with the girls, but when the novel only frequents the same ones, it's difficult to get outstanding features of each one. But I'll try. Without further ado, I'm leaving. I'll do whatever it takes for them. The battle against Sig Vera's father lasted until 5 in the afternoon. Without many more complications, I left to go to my next destination, so I ended up in England. Around 6, I entered a giant house where someone I knew was waiting for me. Arthur, you were already taking too long. Issei, so you're the only one who's going to face me? Arthur, yes, let's begin. From the room. Le Fay, it's my turn finally. Without a word, I drew my sword and attacked Arthur. He also charged against me, but at supersonic speed I appeared in front of him. Issei, sorry Arthur, I don't have time to waste. Arthur blocked my attack. Arthur, it won't be that easy. I appeared behind him. Issei, yes, it's not very easy. Arthur, W what? Issei, control of time and speed. One hit was enough to leave Arthur out, and my ring will shine green. In the room. Le Fay, yay, Issei-sama won, and now we will be able to get married. Kuroka, you are very right. I got out of there quickly, seeing the time 6:30. Issei, well, time to use everything I have. At full speed I began to run while manipulating time, to get to Kyoto in time for my next fight. In the Yasaka room, now it's my turn. The Yukai warriors will attack him mercilessly. Office, we talked about who split the Trihexa in half. I do not want to despise the Yukai forces, but I think this will be easier. In Kyoto, Issei, 6:40 I need to recover. I did not recover until 8 p.m. That was when I directed him to the Yukai castle, several warriors appeared in front of me. Warrior. Hayate Issei, you came here for the hand of our princess. Little Kunu already calls you father, therefore right now we are at a decisive moment, so defeat us, Hayate Issei. They launched themselves without warning against me, they brandished their weapons with great skill, they even hit me several times. But I easily began to defeat them. They were an immense army that seemed to have no end. But I realized that the more I fought, the fewer they were, so much so that they fell, until the last ones reached where I was. The fight was quite intense, until I left them all defeated. The ring turned green and I could continue advancing, or so I thought because I fell asleep as soon as I finished. In the room, Yasaka, I don't feel bad about anything. Rias, I think we assumed so, Yasaka-san. With Issei I woke up at 6 in the morning the next day, in a place I didn't recognize, but felt familiar. A woman woke me up. Woman, good that Issei-sama is awake. Michael-sama is waiting for you. They took me to Michael's office. Michael, good to see you, Issei-kun. Issei, Michael-sama. Michael, well, the angels found you sleeping in Kyoto and brought you. By the way, I am your next battle. But since I am not one to fight, Dulio will take care of it. Dulio appeared to receive me. Dulio, it would be an honor to fight you, Hayatu. In the room, Gabriel, it's your turn to fight. Penemu, it's just a matter of trusting Gabriel, we can't do anything else. In the sky, Dulio quickly appeared in front of me to launch a lightning-charged kick, but I responded with a hook to the jaw, so that both of us would begin to exchange blows at incredible speed. Practically per second we were giving like 1,000 blows that they tried to land. Dulio did not back down in his attack, therefore I decided to increase the intensity a little more. Forward, the time of my blows increased with my maximum speed. At that speed I broke time itself. Dulio could not bear them and fell defeated. Issei, are you okay? Dulio, yes, I just want to breathe a little. I finished earlier than planned because it was only 6:20 of the last day I had. But someone else appeared in the sky. Issei, Odin. Odin, come on boy, I need you to join me. His face looked serious, and Michael's too. From one moment to the next we appeared in what seemed to be space, but the roots of a gigantic tree. Issei, where are we? Odin, the tree of Yggdrasil, the tree of life. We go a little further to what appeared to be the silhouette of a snake grabbing the branches of the tree. But the snake was not real. Between all the branches there was something that seemed to be a prison. There were 7 angels around it, and in the prison a person. I approached. It looked like the pictures of the church. An old man, with red and green clothes. Hello boy. Issei, who are you? Let me introduce myself properly. I am Yahweh, or who you know as, the God of the Bible. I didn't believe it. I attacked the prison with fury. Issei, how are you alive? Yav, it was after the battle against the Trihexa. I no longer had strength and I only had to hide and take refuge. But I no longer had the courage to return. Issei, what? You expect me to believe that? So many things that happened and you here locked up. Yav, it's been a long time since I stopped being the strongest of all. I'm not that strong, but you are. You still have potential. That's why I wanted to give you my place. Issei, I don't want it. I don't want to do the same as you, unless I do it my way. If I am to be God, I will be someone who is truly fair, more than you. Yav, just tell everyone I'm sorry. Issei, they are better off without knowing that you are still alive. I do not seek to offend any religion or belief. I only do what is convenient for the plot and construction of my protagonist. In the room, Gabriel, he won for me. Lavinia, but he looks upset. Odin brought me back and I was already in Azazel's office at 7 o'clock in the morning. There I was, Vala and Tobio. Azazel, finally it's our turn boy. Vali, Lavinia has been like my sister. Tobio, the same with me. That's why we're going to fight. Azazel, oh of course, and Penemu. In the room, Penemu, I'm going to hit him after the wedding. In Grigori, Azazel, Vala and Tobio activated their armors. Issei, I'll try to hold back. Truth idea Diabolos ex Deus. My most powerful transformation was easy to beat Azazel. He really let himself be beaten very easily. Tobio cost more. But after a few rays they are out. I had Vala on top of me now. He crashed quite hard against me. Vali, it's not that easy to deal with me, right? Issei, the truth is that yes, but I don't want my adopted brother Shay to hit me the day I get married because I ruined the teeth of his polar bear. Vala, has Shay told you what he calls me? Issei, the other day I got home early. Vala, what a cheek. I gave him an uppercut, destroying a large part of his suit to kick him and knock him out. Issei, I win. The ring shone green, proving me right. Vala, ouch. In the living room, Penemu and Lavinia celebrated happily. There was less and less time left, but it was also the last day. English. I checked my watch. Issei, Well, 8:30 in the morning, I can do it. I headed to Romania, to the vampire territory. I arrived at Elmenhild's house. Her mother greeted me. She let me sit down with a cup of calming tea. Mrs. Karnstein, calm down, you don't have to fight with anyone now. Let's just talk a little. I finished my cup of tea. Issei, about what? Mrs. Karnstein, my daughter. I know everything you did for her. You helped her regain her confidence. You even helped here. This happened, but I didn't tell it, and I don't think I will because I need to move forward xddd. Mrs. Karnstein, anyway, what I'm getting at is that I'm calm knowing that my daughter is with you, and not with some random guy. And that's okay. My daughter is a little conceited, but there are things to clarify. First, I approve of this, but I can't help but pass the opportunity to take up your time. Issei, what? Mrs. Karnstein, that one had a very strong sedative, so you'll fall asleep and wake up tomorrow. Now, I was still sitting calm. Mrs. Karnstein, I said now. Nothing was wrong with me. Issei, nope, nothing. Mrs. Karnstein, why don't you go to sleep? Issei, I have resistance to narcotics. Mrs. Karnstein, oh, I see. Well, if I can't put you to sleep, you can go now, and I don't have any more tests. The ring flashed green and I was able to get out. In the room. Elmenhild, why did my mom come up with a joke like that? Azazel arrived all bruised and sore. Azazel, I proposed it to him. Listen, his fiancée is a hard hitter. With Issei. The clock read 10 in the morning, while I was still thinking about what happened in Yggdrasil. Issei, no, that will be a topic for later. Now the most important thing is that I had to hurry to finish on time. Accepted marriage. Issei, come on, if I can. It's 10 a.m. and I have 4 left. If I can. A smile was drawn on my face as I walked towards a forgotten beach. When I arrived, I left an offering and sat down. Issei, Leviathan, it's me. Issei Hayadu. There was nothing. Issei, hey old snake, it's me. Wake up once and for all. A giant mass of water rose, showing Leviathan's head. Leviathan, I thought you wouldn't bother me anymore. Issei, I came to talk. It's about your Doenfi that we'll deal with. Granddaughter Leviathan, the Leviathan girl. Issei, Ingvild, she is one of my fiancées. I just came to ask a question. If you agree that I marry her. Leviathan, shouldn't that be consulted with the demonic council? Issei, they have no authority in this case, and you are her closest relative, so answer, can I marry her or not? Leviathan, look boy, once I gave you my powers, I already gave you access to all of the Leviathan. If that girl is the only Leviathan left, I know she will be safe in your hands, so for me I do not see the problem. Do what you must, boy, and revive the legacy of the Leviathan. Issei, well, old man, I will do it. You can go back to rest. In the observation room. Sona, that was easy. Ingvild, yes, I'm also surprised, more than you think. With Issei. Issei, we're doing well. 11 a.m. and I only have 3 places left. It wasn't that difficult, I just had to go back to Kuoh to talk to Kiria's parents. I arrived around 12 a.m. and entered. They were waiting for me nervously. Mrs. Aika, we can't say that we weren't surprised when they told us that our daughter was a demon. Mr. Aika, and it was also strange to receive the information that an evil magician gave her powers. Issei, yes, that was a special case. We didn't even know where Kiria had gotten his incinerate atom. But then we found out how it happened. Quite a long time ago. To be more specific, in Issei and Vala's first fight, Kiria was hiding. Kiryu, what the hell is going on out there? One of the weakened mages approached him slowly. Mega, you girl, help me. Kiria didn't know what to do. Mega, I grant you this. A light entered Kiryu's chest and the magus disappeared with magic. We returned to the present time. Issei, yes, I understand how difficult to understand this must be. Mrs. Kiryu, our daughter before moving wouldn't stop talking about you. That's why we feel safe sending her with you. Mr. Kiryu, and that's why we are also sure now that you will take good care of her. Both, we give you authorization. Issei, seriously, thank you very much for everything. I promise that I will take care of her, and I will not abandon her. In the observation room. Kiryu, yes, convinced my parents. The girls were more than happy, only Kyom and Roigun were missing to be happy with Issei. I left the house happily, seeing the time. Issei, 1 in the afternoon. I can eat something and I'll finish this. The time marked 2 p.m. on September 30th. There was little left. Just 2 battles or conversations and soon I would be married to the wonderful women I had as girlfriends. Issei, well, here I go. I quickly headed to the Abe family's house, where Kyom's father was waiting for me. Mr. Abe, boy, you already came. Issei, yes, I am determined to win under any terms. Mr. Abe, in that case let's do something. Bring me 10 high-level dangerous beasts, and we can take this as finished. I ran out quickly, with my Godspeed, and after 2 hours I returned in front of Mr. Abe with several dangerous beasts behind me. Issei, were there only 10? Mr. Abe, this can't be. Issei, They are trained, I guess he didn't want them dead. Mr. Abe, this is fascinating, boy. No one could have done it. If Kyom loves you, you love her, and you also have these abilities. It will be a pleasure to be your father-in-law, boy. Issei, really thank you very much. In the room. Kyom, that's my boy, so good at what he does. Rias, that only leaves one battle. Sona, Issei must be exhausted. Serafal, all that remains is to trust in him. Ophis, it's true, all we have to do is trust that he will win. My ring shone green as I continued moving forward, until I reached the giant gates of the Belelfigor territory at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. Where I touched the door, it opened wide, but as soon as I entered I saw the Belelfigor patriarchs, surrounded by guards. Mr. Belelfigor, kill him! All the guards shot out at me to attack me. I stopped time and knocked them out. Issei, wow, this is a very aggressive way to receive me. Mr. Belelfigor, you are not welcome here, brat. Issei, wow, they have a lot of resentment towards me. Is it because of the last wedding? Mrs. Belelfigor, and you doubt it, brat? You made us look ridiculous in front of everyone, and our stupid daughter believes your stories of eternal love and stuff. Issei, hey. They are not stories. I genuinely love Roigun, not like it was with Daihauser, apart from unmasking his plot against Lilith, and yet he was still upset with me. Can his pride be more? I felt an immense pressure on me. Both, stay on the floor. I could barely move, gravity was against me. Mr. Belelfigor, that brat knows nothing about life and believes that with this jerk everything will be solved. The useless brat never knew how to do anything. I got angry. Deep down I knew this. Her parents hated her, but I wasn't going to allow it. Issei, shut up. I appeared in front of them in the blink of an eye. I wanted to use my most powerful transformation. Anger dominated me, but the armor disappeared, or so it seemed, because when Roigun's father wanted to hit me something like a field stopped him. Issei, what's wrong? Drake, partner, it seems you assimilated all your powers. Issei, assimilate? Bahamut, yes, your armor is inside you converted into energy. You can practically do everything you did with the armor, but now seeing yourself as a normal human. I took advantage of this and gave Roigun's father a right hook. Issei, no matter how much they oppose, I will marry Roigun, if they no longer want to see her, or take her as their family. I pointed with a charged rat towards them. Issei, I will be her family. The lightning hit both of them hard, leaving everything destroyed and their parents knocked out and out of combat. The ring shone green and Issei smiled genuinely. I did it. In the observation room, Roigun couldn't hold back her tears. Well, everyone was happy. Issei had won, and now they could get married. With Issei, I received a message from Surzex. Surzex, congratulations, Issei. Now you must run to the ceremony hall so they can marry you. Without thinking twice, I went at full speed. I was in front of the great hall and I entered. There were many guests, and at the end they were all in their dresses. Rias and Akeno, Kaneko and Asia, Zenobia and Irina, Rosweiss and Ravel, Kuroka and Lefei, Sona and Tsubaki, Momo and Rhea, Tomo and Yura, Ruruko and Serafal, Gabriel and Penemu, Sig Vera and Roigun, Ingvild and Yasaka accompanied by Kuoh, Kiria and Jean, Kyom and Lavinia, and Ophis and Elmenhild. When they saw me they smiled, a smile that I returned, and I stood at the altar next to them. Vasco, dear brothers, we are gathered here to unite this strange couple. We gave our vows and accepted. I put the ring on each of them and kissed them, officially becoming husband and wife. I could only smile genuinely and hug them. Issei, thank you girls, for understanding me, waiting for me, and loving me. Thank you for teaching me what love is. They also thanked me for many things, while we enjoyed. At night, I was in my room on top of my bed waiting, when they knocked on the door. Ophis, Issei, can we come in? Issei, yes you can. They all came in wearing lingerie and provocatively. All Issei, Rias, today we will all do it with you. Akeno, that's right, that's how you will mark us all. They undressed in front of me. I did the same. Issei, in that case let's all enjoy. I activated my powers so that many of me appear, who began to perform the act with everyone. After doing it with all of them, we stayed resting in bed. Issei, I'm going to make this world a safe place for all of them. It could be good intention or maybe not. But remember that now Issei has all the powers of his girlfriends. So here we conclude this break arc to resume with more strong emotions next week. I am Phantom and see you later. I'll just say that most of them would be shots of Issei alone and his friends looking for him, so that in the end he ends up fighting against them. October 1st, 2020. Early in the morning I got up after everything that happened the night before. When I went downstairs I only saw my wives having trouble making breakfast. Issei, "Good morning, girls." "All, good morning, Issei." I wanted to go help them, but they sat me down as soon as they saw me and served me plenty of food. Issei: "Thank you very much, girls, although I don't eat that much." Rias: "It is our duty as your wives that you are well fed." Issei: "Not so much, I can cook to you no. But still, thanks for the food." We had breakfast together peacefully and then continued our daily routine. The happiness I felt was indescribable. Everything seemed perfect. Peace was reigning, and I was the happiest man in the world. I wanted to share that happiness. Only a few seconds after returning from school, I realized a very important thing. I was coming back with Vala talking about our things, when we heard a cry for help. "Girl, help me!" A car was chasing her. I didn't hesitate for a second, and I stopped time to get her out of danger. When I returned time, the driver was still chasing her despite being on the sidewalk. Without hesitation, I stopped him by force with my hands. "Man, what's wrong with you, idiot? Now you will pay me for my car." Issei: "What's wrong with you? Why were you chasing her?" "Man, this brat owes me a night of fun, so stop meddling in my business." I investigated the girl's mind. There were records of a kidnapping. That's when I realized the important thing. I stopped time and stamped the palm of my hand against the guy's face. His time accelerated until he disappeared like dust. Issei: "The world is shit." Even though I was happy, as I could be calm in a world of shit that could be more every day, the guy who had just disappeared was just one of millions of his kind that there were. Vala was barely recovering from what happened. "Vala." Issei: "Why you?" I looked at him gloomily, nodding my head, and we went home without touching the subject further. I finished eating and locked myself in the training room, beginning to experiment with my powers, and thinking. Someone knocked on the door. "Tsubaki." "Issei, honey, it's me. It's time to sleep and you didn't appear in the room." Issei: "Excuse me, Tsubaki, I got carried away. I'll go right now." I created a time clone to send for me. Anyway, it was still me. While my other self continued in his training, I thought about many things. All the people who suffered from injustice, and all the times of that ridiculous phrase that change begins with the small. I thought about all the things that divided humanity. One of the most important was religion. People believed in many gods they knew. But the vast majority had never seen them, therefore their faith was very easy to shake. They just had to see something they considered divine to have them at my feet, and that would do, show people their salvation, a light of hope, justice, truth, the work that Yav himself gave me. Issei: "True Longinus, incinerate Atham, Sephiroth Grail, one was mine and the other two were Elmenhild's and Kyrie's, and now I have all three." Sigh. Now I understand what Yav wanted to tell me. I am justice. I am the god of the new world. The next day, Issei was nowhere to be seen in the house and the girls wondered where he had gone. But of course, that was the least important thing in the morning, since the television had barely turned on. Reporter: "Well, if we are reporting here that in Alcatraz prison where the most dangerous prisoners in the world are, we can see how a wall of water is covering it. In turn we see how lightning falls on it. The officers and guards were able to leave safely. But we cannot say the same about the prisoners." The team received a call from Surzex. They had to go investigate. Without wasting time, the team went. When they arrived, it looked worse when they were in front of it, and they heard the screams of the prisoners begging for mercy. Only a supernatural creature could have done that. Upon reaching the wall, Sona tried to open it, but she couldn't. "Sona, this wall resists my powers." "Elmenhild, that doesn't make sense. It should be easy for you to open it." "Seraphal, let's see. Let me try something." Seraphal froze part of the wall and destroyed it, creating an entrance. Upon entering, it was worse. Everything was destroyed and a mess. Corpses of prisoners everywhere. They saw one trying to escape, but he practically burned to death and died slowly. Another did the same, but his blood cacatonated and exploded. It was a horrible scene. Asia, who could have done something so terrible? They heard a familiar voice, to their bad luck. Issei: "Those who do evil must be exterminated." Everyone: "Issei, Ophis, why you did all this?" Issei: "That's right, all this is justice, for all the people who made Akeno suffer. But it is not right." Issei: "Right or not changes perception according to the person, but as a deity right now, I am justice, and I will exterminate the evil from this world." Issei created several swords of light and began to pierce those who remained alive, while manipulating gravity so that the ground of the prison began to unravel, using the fragments of it as meteors. Issei: "The only way to end the cycle of hatred is oblivion and death." Issei touched some bricks and they transformed into several nails that, driven by lightning, were shot towards the prisoners, killing them. Vali, Albion, Daniel, Diabolos, Satan. Vala lunged at Issei. With a snap, 5 Issei appeared with their Dabalos X Deus activated. Without any difficulty they beat Vala. But in that moment of distraction, the rest took the opportunity to save the last one left, who was terrified. Prisoner, it was horrible. He arrived and killed them all. Kiba, we will solve this, but please go. Before he moves from his shadow, several hands came out that caught him and put him inside it, so that he ends up in Issei's hands. Issei, Jake Evans, convicted of a massacre in an elementary school, escaping from the police, and then stealing a police car and killing several of them in your escape, all with the excuse of being bored. Prisoner, no kill me, mercy. Issei, I will have the same one that you had with the people that you killed. Issei touched him and he exploded into a pool of blood. Elmenhild, I just used my blood flow control, but the blood needs to be tested before doing so. Issei, I control the air that all humans breathe, to give oxygen to their blood, oxygen that I also controlled. Thanks to this I have access to their bloodstreams. Ingvild, I see Sama, that's enough. Lavinia, yes, that was enough. Issei, no, it wasn't. I was granted the power to purge the world, and all worlds. For this reason I will continue with this mission. Issei divided himself into several again, and kissed each of his wives. Issei, everything is for you. Our love gave me the power, and I will use it to make the world safe for all of you. Then Issei transformed into water and disappeared before their noses. The news of the massacre was on all the news, which Issei took advantage of to make an announcement to all humanity. Issei, hello to all conscious beings who see me. I am Haider Issei. My actions today were synonymous with justice. The human species is the most beautiful and versatile there is. For this reason I should have kept it away from evil. Those who disappeared no longer had any salvation, but the others are in time to repent. Why am I going to clean this world and make it perfect? They are my ideals of justice. And as a sign of the return of beauty, I will restore the 6 ancient wonders that were destroyed: the Temple of Artemis, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus, the Mausoleum of Halicarnassus, the Colossus of Rhodes, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria. Before the eyes of the whole world, several places began to shake, while things that looked like rubble moved, restoring the monuments that once existed. The pyramid is from Egypt, and it has not been destroyed. Even if he destroyed any other structure that was in its place, people were amazed beyond belief. And it all came down to one thing, one of the first steps in Issei's peace plan. Most people thought the same, that boy was their god. Upon finishing his restoration, Issei covered the now 13 wonders with symbols of protection so that the hand of man would not harm them again, and returned with his message. Issei, I bring for everyone the light of hope. Criminals, evil people, corrupt rulers, and others, do not try to flee, because I will find you. From the other side his friends saw. Vali, we must stop him. He is going to commit genocide in the name of justice. Rias, and who knows what things he will do for peace. Ophis, it is unpredictable what he does. He himself once said that the perception of justice is vague and that perfection does not exist. Good and evil exist in balance. So we must stop Issei. Sig Vera, there is only one problem. All which one? Sig Vera. He has all our powers and more. It will be difficult. Roigan, but it is not impossible. Jean, we must risk it if we want to save him from himself. All yes. The day the earth shook. October 30th, 2020. Vala was lying on a bed receiving Shay treatment. Shay, this time it really hit you hard. Vali, that's 20 times. The entire team was gathered in the Gremry Castle. Their progress against Issei was 0. Kiba, what happened to you this time, Vala-kun? Vala, Thanatos feathers, you? Kiba, a branch of Innovate Clear that he threw at me from China. Kyom, how can he do things that even I can't with Innovate Clear? Ophis, why has he been perfecting it? Roigan, not even combining attacks can we do anything to him. Sona, we have been defeated by our own powers over and over again for almost a month. He almost drowned me in my own water dragons. Rias, he returned the combination of attacks from Akeno and me with extreme ease. Zenobia, and we can't even hit him, and worse, we seem insignificant against him. It had been a long time since the revelation of Issei's justice, and during all that time they had tried to stop him. Without success, Issei defeated them over and over again, without the slightest problem, proving to be better than his friends and his wives in their own areas. A few days ago, somewhere in Africa, ruler, please let me live, I'll give you whatever you want. Issei, and you'll take that away from all the people you made suffer? Issei, with you dead a new path will appear, that's why you must die. A team consisting of Zenobia, Irina, Jean, Saji, Sona and Ruruko arrived. Irina, enough darling, we're going to stop you, curse of the... Issei appeared in front of her with a Hypnos card. Issei, Sleep, my dear Irina. Issei kissed her forehead, and she fell asleep. Ruruko was quickly approaching to kick him, but Issei stopped her with a finger, and with his gravity control he sank her into the ground. Issei, rest there, Ruru-chan. Sona, I can't allow this kind of thing, Issei. As one of your wives I'm going to stop. Sona just blinked but was already in Issei's warm and strong arms. Issei, oh my beautiful Sona, don't stress yourself out like that. It's better if you rest. A force field locked her and leaving her out of the battle. Saji, Hayadu. Here I go. A strong gust pushed him and destroyed his armor. Issei, Saji, you are not ready for this mission. Jin created a structure of swords to imprison Issei, but by touching them many butterflies became. Issei, aren't they beautiful? While the earth rose and imprisoned Jin. Zenobia, I will not allow this, Issei, my Duran. Issei, you should be more creative with your phrases, Duran-al. The sword was in Issei's hands. Zenobia, what? Issei, one of your powers is your holy aura, with which you can carry Duran-al. When we consummate our love, I also obtained your sacred aura, added to the truth of God that I possess. Now I am also a bearer of Duran-al. Current moment. The team turned on the television to watch the news. Reporter, almost a month after its start, several people have become faithful followers of Hayadu Issei and claim that he is the true Messiah and God on earth. And the truth is they cannot be blamed. Pollution has dropped quite a bit, many dangerous prisoners have been punished, and many places that were considered radioactive or dangerous for humans are now easy to visit and appreciate. The crime rate has dropped quite a bit. But we know that our Savior is just beginning his process to cleanse the world. Ophis, he is very popular. Gabriel, he has gained many followers who are faithful to their beliefs. Elsewhere, Middle East Asia, a person was walking covered in rags, when the terrorists, I don't want to give names of anything, pointed their weapons at the stranger, who uncovered himself showing that he was Issei. Issei, so many atrocities have been committed in the name of your God, it's blasphemy. The bullets bounced off Issei's body, and once they ran out they rose up again lit in fire to attack the terrorists, leaving only one alive. Issei, of all the others the most innocent is you, so I give you two options. The first is, I kill you like your other companions, or I take away your ability to walk and you start over. The terrorist swallowed. For obvious reasons he chose to lose his legs. That same afternoon. Reporter, in our last report we can confirm that the people of the Middle East are finally free, thanks to the work of Hayadu Issei, who is just eating food and supplies for several homeless families. We will try to interview him. There were many questions, some of them unnecessary. Reporter, Mr. Issei, many internet forums discuss that if you love life you should not allow animals to continue being eaten. Issei, in the same way plants have life. If you allowed the food chain to not take all the resources they would not recover and it would be much worse. The human being is the top of the food chain. For this reason, to preserve the beautiful human life we must continue consuming certain foods, for a balanced and healthy diet. Also as a human that I have foods that I like and I love hamburgers. I do not seek to offend anyone. For clarification. Reporter, another frequently asked question by many believers is that if you claim to be the Savior you should not kill, since you must be kind. Issei, when I enlightened I understood one thing, that if God is all good, he is not almighty. And if he is almighty he is not all good. Issei, I am almighty. Thanks Lex Luthor. Reporter, these are the statements of the Savior of humanity. Today, apart from the liberation, several glaciers have been restored while the ozone layer has been restored. Humanity is approaching a time of prosperity. The TV turned off. Gasper, do we really have to stop Issei-senpai? Ophis, for every advance he makes, he is even more necessary. Vala, but why? Ophis, just as there is no absolute evil, there is no absolute good. It is only a delay to people who become corrupted. If Issei exterminates all evil, new evil will be born. And he also does not notice the biggest problem we have. Seraphal, and that would be, Ophis, the Yexi goddesses, who still do not show signs of anything. October 31st, 2020. United Nations Headquarters. I will put the representatives as countries to save time. XDD. USA. He is a criminal so he must be learned so that he pays for his crimes. China. Many people believe that he does justice but it is not like that. Japan. He has been doing good things for the people. Russia. You just want your country to go up because of that coward. Issei, oh now I'm a coward? All the representatives were scared. Issei, they call me a coward when you are the ones who avoid problems despite having been created to solve them. You are hypocrites. But if you want to see it so much I will show you my power. Issei rose into the skies at the same time that the Ophis team arrived. Enough Issei. Issei, Ophis darling, your aura looks very aggressive today. Ophis, We are going to stop you. Issei, for the last time Ophis, you cannot stop so easily of being as close to the aura as me. Ophis, you keep talking about aura. Issei, I have time to explain. When a universe is born, most of the time it is born with aura, the fundamental law of the universe. That is where the beings that inhabit it develop their abilities. In some cases they call them power units. In this universe there are many of them: demonic energy, and its other variants, spiritual power, cursed energy, clan power divided into three: heroes, gods and demons. File mana, elemental grimoire mana, chakra, igneous energy, psychic power, and quirk. But in several universes there are what is a power unit which does not come from the aura. Its name is ki. Although there is also a type of ki that belongs to the elemental mana of grimoire, the ki of sense. This simply serves as an aid to capture presences, while the other ki that is not part of the vast majority of units coming from the aura is only pure destruction, and this is the worst possible unit. As the aura is the law of the universe, ki is something alien and very weak. Living beings grant their aura to their universe while they coexist with it. The same with ki. These are also of protection, since everything is covered with this depending on whether it is aura or ki. But in simple comparison, as a shield, ki is a piece of cloth while the aura is a diamond shield, the strongest material in the world. So breaking something in a universe where the unit is ki is much easier than breaking it in any aura universe. Because no matter how hard they try, ki users will always be millions of times weaker than those of any aura unit. That is also why anyone can destroy a planet with that unit when in the case of the aura, only beings who reach the state of divinity and have great power can do so. Yes, gentlemen, I just sent DB's ki to hell, so no one can tell me that character X beats him anymore. I know I'm evil. Issei, but well, that is not important. They wanted a demonstration of power. Well, that they will have, but I know what I do. Above the central office I see a giant energy arrow. But it was not the only place. In various parts of the world they also appeared. Issei, my power unit is the aura. In Shibuya, Japan, a group of students were fighting with what appeared to be monsters. Fushiguro, I'm coming, resist. There are others who have problems here. Something worse happened. Someone let Sukuna take control of Itato's body. They stopped what they were doing because they saw an energy arrow above the empty street of Shibuya, so that it then falls and impacts, generating a large shock wave. Yep, this was a spoiler. If you don't understand, I'll say it that simple. Jujutsu Kaisen Arc, the Shibuya incident. I wanted to make known a little what will develop after this story ends. There were explosions of these arrows all over the world, and the main one destroyed the headquarters of the United Nations. Issei, if so many governments want to oppose my justice, then this is war. The world versus Issei. Issei, so this is war. Quickly the US government ordered the launch of a missile. At full speed the projectile approached Issei, but he did not even flinch. Just by stretching out his hand he stopped it. Issei, so much power of weapons for a single man? I see that governments like this only seek to take advantage of their military power to influence fear in others. But what would become of all of you without weapons? You would only be scared apes hidden again. You are simple beings that depend on agents outside of you. If you did not want to understand for the good my intentions to purify humanity, well, it will be the bad way. Issei raised his hands. Several alarms around the world were sounding. Everyone was dismayed. Issei, I wanted to deliver justice based on merits, but apparently it was not enough for all of you. Now I will show you what happens if you oppose me. The news reported bombs, missiles, planes, war tanks and others had been shot into the atmosphere, but they stopped. Everyone was surrounded. Issei, so many weapons, they created to kill each other, and now they will be the cause of their destruction. Roigun, Issei, stop. Issei snapped his fingers. They all began to plummet towards the earth. Cruelty? No, really, Issei knew his loved ones very well, especially his wives. He knew that they would not allow anything to happen. Only his surprise was huge when he saw that all the bombs and destructive equipment stopped. It was none other than Roigun. Roigun, I will not allow you to harm anyone else. The team did not wait and began to destroy the weapons around the world, avoiding the impacts while Roigun gave his all to keep them in the sky. But little by little the team members began to tire. Containing all the power that was released was one of the most difficult parts of the job, and they ran out of strength. Issei just kept watching, but his friends no longer had the strength to stop the bombs. In a desperate attempt, Roigun threw them all at Issei, causing a huge explosion. But he was holding back. Issei was unharmed with all the energy in his hands. Issei, thanks for the food. Issei absorbed all the energy. Roigun, what? Issei, all the kinetic energy of the explosion I absorbed. While you are running out of energy, I am recharging. But seriously, stop interrupting me. With a wave of his hand, Issei managed to get everyone present to kneel down by the force of gravity. Issei, stop trying to stop me, that's impossible. Besides, I didn't really think I was going to use weapons against humanity. Saturday Roigun would stop them. So I must say I'm very happy with this. Issei left them aside and spoke with the representatives of the United Nations. Issei, I guess there's no longer any doubt about my latent power. USA, no, leave us. Issei, let's make a contract. If any mortal manages to hit me with a bullet, I will surrender myself and stop. The words were enough. The next day, many but too many armies were mobilized with a single objective. Several of them fired quickly at him. A kind of black hand blocked the bullets at monstrous speed. Issei, can't you? Meanwhile elsewhere, Ishtar, it seems to be the perfect moment. His monstrous potential has awakened. Just seeing him with all that power is exciting me. Ketzel Coetel, certainly, our objective was fulfilled. And he is moving away from his wives who represented obstacles as our opportunity. Melvizoa, if it is true, he has released the potential that we wanted him to release. Attacking and taking it would be a good option. Regalziva, yes, we could hurry, but perhaps we should wait. Melvizoa, Ishtar is already gone. Meanwhile, Mount Olympus, Zeus, Serzex, how do you explain that the boy is now out of control? Serzex, he said it himself, he wants to give justice to the people, but he doesn't know how to measure himself. Shiva, in that case, I offer myself. I'm going to make that simple child remember his place by beating him. In that case, I want to go too. A muscular man entered. Zeus, no, Hercules, you will not go. Hercules, father, no one but me has the strength to appease that boy. Let me participate. In honor of Mount Olympus, I will defeat him. Odin, nothing to say from you, son? Thor, the boy already beat me once, so I don't know. Azazel, they must be crazy if they think they're going to be able to against him. He opened a pocket dimension and locked the three guardians there. And speaking of which, why don't they do anything? Michael, the three guardians gave him their powers and named him protector of the earth. And that's why they decide not to intercede in his actions. Zeus, but we don't have much time. So okay, Hercules and Shiva will go. But at that moment something appeared behind Issei. Ishtar, hello beautiful. Issei didn't even flinch. Ishtar, your pretty Ishtar came to give you a blowjob, what APY, to mark me as yours and receive all that power you. Ishtar didn't finish speaking, as she received a right hook from Issei with all his strength, causing her to fly against the nearest mountain. Issei, don't you ever shut up. To his surprise, she got up. Ishtar, it's not right for you to treat your future wife like that. Issei grabbed her face. Issei, shut your mouth. The rock where he crashed it became even more and more resistant, while his arm filled with energy to end up releasing it, causing everything to explode. Ishtar was thrown with her body on fire, but Ketzel Coetel appeared and stopped her. Ketzel Coetel, well, it seems that he is not ready for us yet. Fufufu. Issei created the closest thing to small suns that condensed the energy and threw them at both of them. They tried to block it, although Issei's power was extremely strong. Melvizoa and Regalziva also went into action. Melvizoa, well, our plans were advanced. Regalziva, that's right. But well, the action looks much better than before. Issei used a lot of power to immobilize them. Issei, it doesn't make sense. Now what do I do? Regalziva, you made a stupid mistake. You thought you could give prosperity to humanity by creating what you call absolute goodness. But you didn't understand that there is no good without evil, light without darkness. Insert only Wizard of Oz bullshit. Issei, but I, Melvizoa, like you and us, you are the antithesis of destruction and death. You are life and creation. You said it yourself, you are above the basic concept of God. Why, right now in all the extensive dimensions, universes and realities, you are the most powerful version of yourself, but your stupid ideals and your current way of being are a hindrance to all potential. Ishtar, if it weren't for the feelings of all those women and the conditions for you to obtain powers, you would be the best killing machine of all. You would be so strong, a tyrant full of power. Issei, but I never wanted that. Ketzel Coetel, well look, you did what one would do. Issei came back to himself after enough. Issei, oh shit, I got carried away by power. To his bad luck, Hercules and Shiva arrived. Shiva, let's teach you a lesson. Hi to Issei. Hercules, in the name of true justice. Issei was alone when he received the first blow from Hercules. He was barely reacting. Issei, again, I was wrong. I went through so much, but why? If I fall into the same mistakes again as always, and now I'm alone. Shiva gave him another blow, but a blinding light stopped him. Shiva, what? A silky black hair and small size pointing a finger. Ophis, Better stay where you are, Shiva. Happiness flooded the boy. Issei, Ophis, we are connected. Have you forgotten? I listened to your heart. You finally came back to yourself, my dragon. Principles of human understanding. Issei returns as narrator. Happiness was great for me, but I remember the important moment when I received the first blow from Shiva, a blow charged with divine energy from the Hindu god. Issei, is it true that I am supposed to be fighting? I received another blow from Hercules. I stopped dead. Issei, wait, I have already reacted. There is another problem. Shiva, shut up, boy. Meanwhile, Ophis tried to contain the 4 goddesses. Ishtar, do you really think you can take on the 4 of us? Ketzel Coetel, your own arrogance will be what leaves you in the grave. Gravity suddenly changed sides, while time stopped and simultaneously several attacks appeared that impacted them. Roigun, she is not alone. Sig Vera, we all came to help. Rias, Akeno, Kaneko, Asia, Zenobia, Irina, Raswise, Ravel, Sona, Tsubaki, Yura, Rhea, Tomo, Ruruko, Momo, Serafal, Kuroka, Lefei, Yasaka, Jean, Gabriel, Penemu, Elmenhild, Lavinia, Ingvile, Daika, Kion, Kiba, Valley, Shay, Arthur, even Leo and Kunu. Leo, we will all help you, Nichan. Kunu, it's true, Dad. The light of hope grew bigger when I saw that Vasco, Strata, Griselda, Tobio, and Dulio arrived. Dulio, we will do our best. Tobio, we hope it is enough. Rigelziva, idiots, you think you can win. You simple supernatural beings, you are nothing more than obstacles. Melivazoa, we are the chaos represented. We want the power to create and become something invincible. You are simply obstacles. Roigun created a red sphere. Roigun, well, these obstacles are going to teach you a few human values. Everyone carried their best skills. Roigun, gravitational singularity. To the surprise of the 4 goddesses, they crashed into the ground. Ishtar, how? Ketzel Coetel, it should be impossible. Rigalziva and Melvizoa began to rise, but Roigun changed the direction of gravity to make them rise uncontrollably, then repeat the process. Roigun, I can keep this up for a while. His aura is too strong. Lefei and Lavinia began to cast spells on everyone. Lefei, let's power everyone up so they can last longer. Meanwhile, Issei shot out again. Issei, I hadn't questioned how hard these 2 hit. Drake Bahamut. After a long time, I saw my 2 dragons. Drake, it's been a long time. Bahamut, right, partner. Issei, sorry, I learned so many new skills that I forgot the main one. Drake, a lot has happened, partner. Issei, yes, I messed up. I thought my way of seeing things was absolute. Bahamut, you lost your mind, but the important thing is that you're back. Drake, that's why you have to know how to judge the actions that you can judge as unfair. For other people, they may be their last option. Bahamut, Ophis told you, there is no absolute justice or absolute evil. Everything is divided into degrees. Likewise, you wanted to do justice, but all the people you killed. Issei, what a terrible hero I am. Drake, no, you're just a fool. Bahamut, you must understand humans. You have all the knowledge of the universe in the palm of your hand with your degree of deity and the truth of God. Consult it. Drake, you know the difference between acting good and evil, but do you know the small line that exists? Issei, I think I'm understanding it. Bahamut, the human being is a complex being to understand. Their emotions, actions, personality, that makes it beautiful. Drake, you went through something that no human being ever did. You were a human and now you are a deity. Just stop thinking like a deity and think like Issei. Think like the Kuoh boy. Think like the dragon hunter. Think like you. See the world through the eyes of a human. Issei reacted. Issei, then that was my goal all along, to judge from a human point of view, to think of both sides, to understand every human being, the entire collective consciousness, every being that thinks independently. That's what I must be, a more human god. Finally it was clear, my mission, so the first thing I would have to do, Shiva came to hit me again, but I stopped his blow. Issei, thanks for the blows, Shiva. I finally understood, Diabolos ex Deus. The power covered me without showing the armor, but before Shiva landed his blow he had already been hit several times. Shiva, damn brat, you don't understand. He raised his arm but it flew away within seconds. Shiva, what? I finished hitting him and put him to sleep. Hercules charged hard against me, but I responded by colliding with his lion fist. Issei, dark flash. Hercules was thrown back, knocked out, as he began to advance. Meanwhile, everyone kept trying to stop the goddesses. Although they managed to barely move them, being 4 and so powerful, it was a difficult task. Asia, Elmenhild and Ravel healed Roigun as much as they could, while Lavinia and Lefei gave him empowerment spells, while the rest attacked in that space that Roigun had created where they could barely move. Ishtar, I can't believe it, The Omega is holding us back quite a bit. Roigun Omega? Regalziva. It is the distribution according to power, where the maximum number is 10. Those whose skills have a 9 to 10 are classified as ultimate, those who have 7 to 9 are Omega, those who have 6 to 7 are Delta, those from 5 to 6 are Beta, those from 3 to 5 are average, and those from 1 to 3 are abnormal. Melivazoa, almost all of you are close to the Omega level. Only Ophis, the bearer of Albion, the angel and /dog are of ultimate level. Ketzel Coetel. But Issei is superior to all of you. He is a class outside of this classification. He is a pillar class, an old legend. Issei, that sounds interesting. Everyone was happy to see me. Roigun, good that you came back. Momo, we waited a lot for you. Issei, yes, I'm sorry, but I already cleared my head. Ophis, I hope it was like that. Issei, then tell me, what legend are you talking about? Regalziva, an old legend that is heard in the confines of the universe as if it were a sigh from her previous self. Issei, previous self? Regalziva broke free from the power of Roigun and the others in the same way. Regalziva, the legend said that in this universe after her previous death there would be 10 exceptional beings, capable of defeating anyone, and that they would be the guardians of peace, since their level would exceed that of the others. Why are they beings alien to this universe? The explanation surprised us all. Melvazoa, and of course one of them is you. He pointed at me. I could barely process it. Issei, what do you mean, being alien to this universe? Melvazoa, do you remember your brother Ayato who died in your mother's womb? He was the original Haider Issei. Only you appeared in the equation by a wish of your past self. Issei, what? A past self? Regalziva and Melvazoa put their hands together and smoke came out of them. It looked like a screen and the image of a boy appeared, which despite not looking anything like me, I knew deep down, it was me. Regalziva/Melvazoa, memories of a dead universe. Haider Issei, drag bearer, brown hair, and honey-colored eyes, was talking to Ophis the Infinity Dragon. Issei, so, is there no other solution? Issei was a very immature boy, who thought a lot about breasts, but that day he was more serious than ever. Ophis, I know about your relationship with Rias Gremory, and how you also plan to take on the feelings of your other classmates, but this is the only solution. Issei, if it's to stop the Yexi goddesses, let's do it. They both arrived home. There was no one there, or so they thought. They undressed. Ophis, as I already explained to you, if we carry out this act, I can have a being that is capable of finishing off the Yexi goddesses without any problem. They both approached to have relations. In the middle of the process, the door of the room opened. It was all of them. They had returned from school and did not realize. Rias, I see, what are you doing? Issei, everything has an explanation, I swear. Ophis, seriously, this is for the good of all. But it was when they both felt something stick in their chests. Chow chow. So while we kill ourselves to stop the Yexi, you here enjoying yourself. Rias, wait, let them explain it to us. The arrival of Chow Chow had been a surprise that no one expected, but that triggered something else. To everyone's surprise, when the blood of the heart of Issei and Ophis joined, a bright light blinded everyone, and without anyone expecting it, the universe was completely destroyed. The reason? The being that would be born from the union of Issei and Ophis would have enough power to destroy the universe without problems. By joining their blood in the murder added to the power of the Spear of Longinus, the power released caused almost the same impact as the unborn being. Despite this, a soul survived, the soul of this being that was not born, son of Issei and Ophis. Having never been born, his soul became alien to the universe. But not only that, but also the consciousness of Haidu. Issei still existed, although they were not the only ones that had survived. Soul, abstract entity traditionally considered the immaterial part that, together with the body or material part, constitutes the human being. It is attributed the capacity to feel and think. Conscience, knowledge that the human being has of his own existence, his states and his actions. That destruction caused something else, the creation of a new universe, from which the being Vita was born, creating everything again. Only something that nobody knew was that Vita saw the soul and consciousness separated, made them one, and saw what Vita had gone through. I will grant you a wish for the life you lost. I want to be better than I was and stronger, to be the best version of me. Vita, that will be Haida Issei. But each wish has a consequence. To be better, your past will be 10 times worse than before. With this in mind, a new life began. Events narrated in, but still not everything went perfectly, because the outcome of that universe was catastrophic again by the 4 Yexi goddesses, Issei unable to bear it, occupying an object that contained the essence of the creator of the universe, his own powers, and again the Spear of Longinus, got rid of that universe. Again, his soul outside of that universe survived. He asked for another wish that the creator entity granted him. Issei, I no longer want to suffer that pain, but I also do not want to be alone. Vita, it will be granted to you again, but again the cost will be high, because you will lose part of your heart. Vita created 5 other souls outside the universe and sent them. Events that occurred in. Again, why as Phantom I acquired a strange hobby of torturing the Issei that I did. Things went wrong, because the memories of the dead universe invaded the new Issei, and everything went wrong. The poor soul regretted it, and again the essence of life appeared to him. Vita, I will grant you a wish. Issei, who are you? Vita, I am you, the essence of life of the universe that you destroyed, and of all the others, I am what you created, what your own essence created, I am life. Issei, if you are a creation made by my stupidity and arrogance of believing myself to be the strongest, help me one last time. Save the souls of the 5 and give me the strength to save everyone. Vita, so be it. But your punishment will be the pain that at some point in your life, you will remember your 3 past lives. Issei, I no longer care in the slightest. Vita, let life return to the universe. Well, in simple words, Vita is like a representation of me since I created these 3 universes. Current moment. The pain I had was impossible to bear. Everyone present, even the gods of the Alliance, had seen it. Everything I had done in past lives, from past universes. Issei, what did I do? It hurts so much. It hurts. All my friends could barely process it. Rias, did we betray Issei? And he almost died because of us. Akeno, were those children our children? And they all died. Some of them could barely bear it, almost vomiting. Ophis, it's all my fault. Regalziva, now do you understand everything, World Breaker? You are the one who has the potential to destroy and create a new universe, but not to destroy us, since all the times, the 4 of us have always survived. Issei, it hurts. All the dead souls screaming. The 4 goddesses took advantage of that moment of weakness to attack and try to kidnap me. But a light of hope appeared at the last moment when several spears of light attacked them. Azazel seems to have arrived a little late. Everyone, Azazel! Azazel hit me, that brought me back to reality. Azazel, are you back? How good, if we all saw it. But in the end it doesn't matter. We all saw what you went through and no one can judge you. I know you think it's your fault, but you made your decisions as a human always, thinking what was right or not. No one is going to judge you for that. You said it yourself. The actions you take are part of me that makes you a human being. Issei, thank you, Azazel-sensei. Azazel, yes, and now show them what you are. Ca Blurg. My happiness didn't last long because I saw how Ishtar pierced Azazel's abdomen with her fist. Vali, no. Vala flew at full speed to get closer but couldn't against Ketzel Coetel's kick. I quickly pushed Ishtar so she left Azazel and approached her quickly. Without giving her time to think, I transported her to another place with me. A special place, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Ishtar, what are we doing here? Issei, you and I have pending matters to settle. The final battle began. Ishtar, goddess of love and beauty. Last opening I'm going to use. Survivor Blue Encounter. Original from the anime Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Opens that I repeat, if you haven't seen it, watch it because I love it. And well, I'll leave this to poor foot. While we are near the end, there are only fights and more background stories. Many years ago in ancient Babylon. Anu, well done daughter, thanks to you the earth is filling with more and more humans. Ishtar, I know Dad, don't thank her. It's my job as the goddess of love and everything that has to do with it. The god Anu withdrew while Ishtar still looked into the void, and thought, Ishtar, if everyone loves each other thanks to Ishtar, but who loves Ishtar? Almost no one attracted her. But one god had her full attention. Tammuz, god of the harvests. Ishtar tried at all costs to get him to notice her, and all day long she thought about him so much that he even bothered her sister Ereshkigal. Ereshkigal, Ishtar, Dad calls you. Ishtar, yes, after seeing Tammuz do his chores. Ereshkigal, leave him, he won't move from there. Ishtar went reluctantly. Ishtar seemed to have an advance, until the birth of the hero of heroes, Gilgamesh. Such was the power of Gilgamesh that to confront him the gods created Enkidu, an inert mass of mud that soon after took the form of a monster, taken from the Epic of Gilgamesh, and then a beautiful woman, taken from the Fate Grand Order games, but when they measured their strength, both became friends, making the duo Gilgamesh and Enkidu practically unstoppable. For this reason the gods wanted to kill Enkidu. At the same time Ereshkigal was taken to the underworld, taken from the myth of Nergal. The one in charge of this was Tammuz, Ishtar's great love. Although he managed to kill Enkidu, Gilgamesh achieved the impossible, kill a god. Ishtar came down to earth only to hear the last sigh of her beloved. Thomas, goodbye Ishtar. Ishtar suffered, but no one in the Babylonian pantheon cared. For centuries Ishtar suffered and exiled herself. She lost the two most important people to her, her sister and her beloved. And even if she wanted to, she did not have the power, at that time, to kill Gilgamesh. What would a goddess of love do? Ishtar repudiated humans for praising Gilgamesh, and repudiated the gods for their selflessness. She was alone in the world. She had nothing, nor anyone, until two voices spoke to her. Regalziva, do you want revenge? Melvazoa, unimaginable power. Ishtar, yes, I want it. Both held out their hands, and gave her part of their power. Ishtar killed Gilgamesh, but it did not appease her broken heart. The EXC goddesses told her to be patient, and also told her the fact that they came from a dead universe. After quite a few centuries, Ishtar saw him. The boy she had been waiting for was exactly the same as Tammuz, Haida Issei. He would heal her broken heart, but during all that time, he also had his new goal, to recreate the world. That's why they would wait for him to become stronger. But he restarted the universe 2 more times to reach its maximum potential. Right now, that boy from whom she expected so much was in front of her with his fist closed and an expression of hatred, while the same sound of his red gauntlet was heard and the whole place was covered with a red aura. Boosted gear main ability. Increase the wearer's power every 10 seconds until reaching and or exceeding the opponent's power. Issei, I will never forgive the death of Azazel Sensei Ishtar. Longinus Smasher. The blow with all possible force impacted Ishtar's face and made her violently fly backwards. Issei, I'm going to kill you. I had something conscious. I was going to finish off Ishtar. My blood ran full of anger throughout my body. I knew it. I couldn't resurrect him even with the power of Sephiroth Grail, because no one else had seen him, but I had. By killing him, Ishtar's power had made it impossible for his essence to return to his body. I knew it well. I only had one option. What would I do after my fight? Issei, well, the 4 together equal my powers, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat them all together, so I'll separate them to defeat them one by one. To my surprise, Ishtar began to cry. She cried a lot. Ishtar, why are you so cruel to me? I just want to give you love and all my affection, and until now you only threaten me. You repudiate me and hit me. Why can't you be good to me? I was in disbelief. Issei, are you still asking me? You and your friends freed and deceived the elves and then killed Licht. You freed and manipulated the 3 beasts. And you killed Azazel Sensei. Ishtar, I did everything they told me to get your attention. I just wanted you to see me and love me. Issei, what? That doesn't justify your actions. Ishtar, you also did bad things. I still didn't believe it. She was crying in front of me. But I also thought about the things I did. Did they make us the same? We both did things thinking they were right. Only I understood the value of life even if it was recently. Should I be the one to judge her? Ishtar, let me love you and love me too. Otherwise, I'll destroy everything. Something like a star made a large part of the place explode. Issei, I thought you would be fond of this place. Ishtar, everything that reminds me of humans and gods disgusts me. Issei, for a moment I almost forgot that you are really aggressive and very, very hateful. I quickly gave her another blow, but she blocked it. Ishtar, well, it will be. I will take you tied up to the altar where you will swear eternal love to me. I received a blow to the stomach, spitting blood. Issei, hits harder than I thought. Ishtar unleashed a flurry of blows at me. Ishtar, do you know what is bad? Do you know what it is like to lose such a good love, and when you think someone appears who can heal your heart, they have to be as stubborn as you? Do you know what it is like to be alone for so long? Oh, everyone wants to be blessed by the goddess of love, but nobody wants to love the goddess of love. Issei, child goddess, person scout. The masks appeared around giving me all the data, especially the skill pentagon. CF. Physical capacity. U.P. Unit of power amount that can be accumulated, manipulated, and released. I'm going to start using these things. Issei, well, according to what they said, she classifies between Omega and Ultimate, but I suppose that for the 10 she reaches Ultimate. Ishtar charged at me again, but I quickly dodged her first attack and began to counterattack. We both exchanged blows. Well, it wasn't just that. I knew that I had to beat Ishtar with everything, and also that my power was barely growing. I was at 60% of all the potential I had with all my power. Issei, how am I in my statistics? Drake, well then. Issei, I'm not a perfect 10 by decimals, that means my power is still growing. I began to play dirty, modifying the laws of nature to go against Ishtar as well as modifying reality to make combat more difficult for her. Ishtar, take these chains off me. I quickly landed several blows to her face, but she broke free and threw a sphere of power at me. I blocked it as best I could with Bahamut, and quickly summoned another weapon, the Scythe of Thanatos. Ishtar came to attack again, but with a quick turn I heard her scream in pain, a scream that made my ears vibrate. Her arm had flown away. Ishtar, how dare you! Ishtar created an arm of pure energy and was about to attack again, but stop! The figure very similar to Ishtar left us both speechless, added to the fact that Hades came with her. Hades. It was difficult boy, but I brought her, Ereshkigal, Ishtar's sister. Issei. Hades. Hades. I still owed you a favor. Besides, we already saw what happened. Ereshkigal. Ishtar, stop. This is not necessary. I know it can be difficult, but you can overcome it. Issei. She's right. Ereshkigal. Thanks to Hades-san I can go in and out. Ishtar. But what do I do if he doesn't love me? Ereshkigal. You shouldn't live based on someone else. You don't depend on anyone. Live for yourself. You don't belong to anyone. You are Ishtar. Ishtar calmed down and went down. Ishtar. Ereshkigal. Thank you, sister. But Ishtar saw a ring on her finger. Ishtar. What is that? Ereshkigal. They were supposed to have warned you. I married Nergal. Ishtar. You can't talk to me about improvement if you're married. Ereshkigal. But everything I said was serious. Ishtar, shut your mouth. Ereshkigal created a bow and arrow. Ereshkigal. No, the one who is going to shut up is going to be you. I'm tired of your immature attitude. I tried to do it the good way. Nobody loves me. Even though you sank into your own stupidity for centuries, I was forcibly dragged directly to the kingdom of darkness and I didn't start to cry. I ruled it. You are still as predictable and manipulable as ever. And I give you some news. Thomas was gay. I made this up. While Ishtar was processing, Ereshkigal released an arrow with all her power and then hit her. Ereshkigal. Scream again, Ishtar. Very brave with the power of those two pieces of shit, but without it you are just a damn crybaby. We confirmed that with a single appearance. Ereshkigal besto character. Issei. Holy me, what a woman. For a second I forgot that I am the protagonist. Ereshkigal approached me. Ereshkigal. My sister did not understand even in a good way or with blows. You have all the authorization of the gods of Babylon to kill her. Hide Issei. Oh wow. Issei, what's happening? Ereshkigal. It seems that one of your relatives was the reincarnation of Gilgamesh. That's why you have something of him. Issei, a lot of information, but well, the important thing. I quickly launched myself against her, to hit her. Ishtar no longer even thought well how to attack. She just attacked like crazy. She looked like a puppet. Strategically I managed to get behind her, and I used my powers to see inside her mind. I saw everything. Her story and how she ended up there. I knew I had to get her out of her suffering. There was only one way to save Ishtar. It was death. Ishtar threw me out. I was going to fall against a wall. But quickly the air lifted me up. Issei, there is nothing I cannot do, but in a fight it is difficult to use all my abilities. So I trust you to Drake. Bahamut. The gauntlet and the sword appeared in both hands. Drake. Ready, partner. Bahamut. You know well what you must do. Issei. Yes, I'm ready. Ishtar threw an attack of pure energy that I absorbed with Bahamut. Issei. Counterattack. This was returned to Ishtar, but she charged at me with fury. I quickly made a quick cut on her neck, making a wound but not very deep. I took a deep breath. Issei. I have a plan, quite grotesque indeed. Bahamut. I understand. Bahamut returned to my arm and I created a similar gauntlet but with the power Albion. Drag. Boost. Albion copy. Divide. Without giving Ishtar time to breathe, I began to fill her with energy-charged blows. While my power increased thanks to Drag, Ishtar's power was reduced. She could barely stand, but she responded with more blows. Ishtar. If I can't be loved, no one will be. We were still colliding blows. She seemed to be losing strength. I took advantage of that opening, stopped time and approached quickly before she broke my control. I hit her in the abdomen, and her rampage stopped. It was a point of no return. The boosted gear was filled with power. Ishtar just cried. Ishtar. I just wanted to love like humans loved thanks to me. It was like a flash that passed near her. Issei. Forgive me for not being able to save you before, but believe me I will watch over you in another life. That said, Ishtar's head had already been separated from her body. Falling dead, the goddesses were resistant. Very few things could harm them, but bleeding of that amount or blowing their heads off was the key to finishing them off. Her body was beginning to fall apart. I used my power while her head was still in my hands. Issei, you lived badly, Ishtar, but I will give you another chance. Be reborn, be reborn. Ereshkigal, choose a name for she. Issei, I think I have it. Ishtar, reborn as Tosaka, Rin Tosaka. While I had an image in my head, and I thought that I needed to finish off 3 more goddesses, so the final battle had just begun. And here begins the final arc of this story, my dear readers. Edgar 33307 and Infelt here is the first of the 4 dead, so you can see. Second, I can't believe it's so close to ending, but there are still more surprises. I think I showed a lot of my love for mythology here. Ereshkigal Besto character, and Amin 2XD, Ketzel Coetel the Feathered Serpent. A long time ago, Yucatan, Mexico, the Mayans of that time made their sacrifice to their gods, who very gladly received it. Among these, Ketzel Coetel smiled, saw each Maya as a child of his, a life that she felt the need to protect. She only appreciated how life in that area became more and more prosperous. Ketzel Coetel, with each passing day my dear children become stronger. But it was one night. The smell of fire came from the forest. There were other people, conquerors, arrived with their armor and their horses to the beautiful Mayan city. Their leader confused them with gods, and treated them well. But Ketzel Coetel knew that they did not have good intentions. For a time, the Spanish conquistadors led by Hernan Cortés, if I remember correctly he is the conqueror of Mexico, lived taking advantage of the Mayans, until their patience ran out. One night they looted the entire citadel. While Ketzel Coetel looked helplessly, it was worse. When they set fire to the city, her children, those beings that she loved so much, burned in the flames while the smile of the conqueror was only present. She could not contain herself anymore. Cortez's companions saw how the head of their leader flew out, and Ketzel Coetel appeared before them. Ketzel Coetel, so you wanted to take advantage of my children that much, right? The conquerors could barely move from the fear that Ketzel Coetel inspired in them. The woman incinerated them. They screamed in pain. Ketzel Coetel enjoyed punishing them, until the other gods stopped her, judged her, and expelled her. She hated them. She hated all those guilty of the death of her beloved children, although the other gods were dismayed by what had happened. Ketzel Coetel wandered the world with the appearance of a beautiful woman to take revenge on those who killed her children. For years, until 3 goddesses appeared to her. Regalziva, you are seeking revenge, aren't you? Melvizoa, do you want to prove that you are superior? Ketzel Coetel, yes, that's what I want. Ishtar, join us in that case, we have the solution. They explained to him the plan. Hyder Issei, the one that would have the potential to shape the universe to his liking. Ketzel Coetel accepted it, to recover the honor and glory of the Mayan warriors. That was the reason why Ketzel Coetel was with them. And he saw him again, the one with the power to shape the universe to his liking, a power that was just awakening. But that at the end of everything was his final goal to achieve. Current moment. On that small island where the conflict had started, all of Issei's friends continued with all their strength, containing the 3 that remained while more reinforcements arrived to help. But it was a mistake on the part of Sig Vera and Roigun. The 3 were free. Melvizoa, they held out a long time, but Ishtar must be returning with Issei. But a presence arrived at the battlefield. It was Ereshkigal. Ereshkigal, I don't think so. Ketzel Coetel, what? Issei, Crimson Star of Extinction, explode. A red sphere appeared below the 3 goddesses at the same time that shields protected the others, and it exploded. When the smoke cleared, the goddesses were barely damaged, but Issei was standing there with Ishtar's lifeless body. Issei, I hope I didn't ruin her great escape. Regalziva, and it's not possible. We calculated everything. You still wouldn't have the power to defeat Ishtar. Issei, shut up. I don't want to hear another damn word out of your mouth. She just wanted to be loved, and you used it against her to turn her against the world. I'm not going to let you get away with this. Regalziva, I don't need your forgiveness, brat. Issei, yes, I know, but that doesn't mean that you are pieces of shit. Issei snapped his fingers and a large amount of fire came out of them. The goddesses could barely see. The same with the allies. Rias, her power increases every second. Ophis, is this the karmic potential they spoke of? When the fire dissipated, there was only one image before everyone. Issei hanging Ketzel Coetel. Issei, I hope it was enough for you to recover. I will return. And he disappeared with Ketzel Coetel. But it was enough to restrain the other 2 again. With Issei, we arrived at Chichen Itzal. Issei, does it look familiar to you? Ketzel Coetel, why did you bring me here? Issei, for obvious reasons, to stop you. Why are you helping them? Ketzel Coetel, wouldn't you help anyone either, as long as it takes to make the souls of your beloved children rest in peace? She quickly appeared in front of me, unleashing a kick that I was able to block with both arms. Ketzel Coetel, for the lost honor of my children, I will get your power. I quickly jumped back, and began to attack her from a distance, with lightning, but she charged at me. I had to avoid her again. As a hunter I had learned all the martial arts in the world, enough to create a style that suits the rival. Batman, Baki, Ayanakuji, I don't give a damn. So I dodged for a simple reason, to see how Ketzel Coetel's blows were, to counter her fighting style. Quickly while dodging, I was able to analyze her in detail, and quickly I pounced on her at full speed. Our blows collided. While I dodged her blows, I returned them with twice the force. While I tried to talk to her, Issei, I know you want revenge, I see it in your eyes, but there are other ways. I don't think it's that much. I thought about her children. I realized she was referring to the Mayans and how they were conquered. She was suffering because of that, the massacres. I suffered a push from her, and her fist hit me, making me retreat quickly. She charged against me again, but I stopped her fist with my hand. Ketzel Coetel, stop acting like you understand what I feel. You don't know what it's like to lose everything. You don't understand my anger. Our fists were sparking, but I breathed. I tried to understand her. She had suffered in silence for a long time. Regalziva and Melvizoa had taken advantage of it. Issei, maybe not, but from my palm came a ray of pure light, causing Ketzel Coetel to violently retreat. Issei, I lost everything 3 times in my 3 lives. When I remembered it, all that pain that I had stored returned instantly. I am not able to help you, because it was something fast, because I had people who helped me, and they did not take advantage. That is what you lack, Ketzel Coetel. Ketzel Coetel, shut up. Issei, in that case it will have to be the bad way. We quickly collided again. It escalated faster than I thought, because our blows and clashes were so fast that they simply seemed like lights that made the sky tremble. Ketzel Coetel's speed was faster than I thought, but I was getting used to it. Quickly, we both managed to connect a blow to the face. I accumulated energy, and summoned some wyverns, which attacked Ketzel Coetel. She responded by attacking them. The wyverns became pure energy as Ketzel Coetel created a feathered serpent of pure energy, and we collided with all our power. We clashed again with pure blows. Issei, they want me only for my power, but it is difficult to make very complicated attacks. I cannot modify the laws of reality much, but I can do something that I have not done for a long time. Ascalon, Bahamut. Both swords reached my hands while Ketzel Coetel manifested a larger form of it with which she was willing to attack me. Ketzel Coetel, only if you help us will this end. A new universe will be born. Issei, I must use old tricks to defeat new villains. After all, the leaders of the Chaos Brigade were you, and because of you I died. It's been a long time since I did this. But spin like a top like an idiot. A wheel of fire attacked Ketzel Coetel from which he could not defend himself. Ketzel Coetel, stay still. Issei, eat dick, feathered lizard. Why did I stop insulting my enemies if it's so fun? Now he falls giant. Ketzel Coetel, no. Issei, ass yes no. I managed to hit with a kick if body. Issei, don't you want to understand? Are you really resentful about something that happened hundreds of years ago? It wasn't fair, I know, but you can't blame the world for taking its natural course. Ketzel Coetel, shut up. Issei Danma. The sword appeared in my hand, and I attacked it. Ketzel Coetel used his weapon against me. Several feathers came out. I used the feathers of Thanatos to defend myself. The clash was imminent. I quickly used Zanma my katana to attack quickly. Ketzel Coetel could barely defend himself, and the key in his right arm. No matter how hard he tried, he could not remove it. Ketzel Coetel, how? Issei, don't try it, it won't work. Ketzel Coetel, rot. She launched to attack again, but I took Sukuma. I quickly hit her with it, and nailed her in her left arm. I took Metsuma and Ascalon, while we continued fighting. Ketzel Coetel, you don't understand. You don't know what I suffered. Issei, pain for a fallen empire. But you must understand, Ketzel Coetel. If the empires were so perfect, they would not fall so easily. I nailed Metsuma in the right leg. She screamed in pain. Ketzel Coetel, but my children, all of them, died because of greedy people. Issei, but your actions would only generate even more hatred. You should have supported the new civilization that was being created. In the current time there are people who do not even believe in the God of the Bible. I nailed Ascalon in the left leg. Ketzel Coetel, you do not understand. Issei, no Ketzel Coetel, the one who doesn't understand is you. You let yourself be manipulated by your hatred and resentment. All your mistakes led you here, Ketzel Coetel. Dunma appeared again on my arm, and before cutting off his head I stopped, because Ketzel Coetel surrendered. Ketzel Coetel, you win, I surrender, she cried. Ketzel Coetel, I don't think you'll ever know the pain of a mother losing her children, seeing how they all died because of evil people. That's what I felt. But I think you're right. I could have done better things. I let myself be carried away by anger. I deserve to die. Kill me, Hayato. Issei, free me from this. Issei, I'm sure my mother would also do crazy things if something happened to her children. Ketzel Coetel, A mother's love never dies. Hayato Issei. Issei, you can still redeem yourself, you can still do something, she smiled. It wasn't her terrifying sharp teeth, she took off her crown and genuinely smiled. Ketzel Coetel, all this time, my only goal was to capture you so that you could shape reality to my liking. But you are a great boy, forgive me for the bad things I did, and if one day you have children, take good care of them. I thought that she would follow me, and I took the swords from her. Issei, let's go. But she took her weapon and put it near her neck. Ketzel Coetel, my crimes can only be paid for with one thing, death. Seeing her, I could only put on an expression of terror. Issei, no, Ketzel Coetel. Ketzel Coetel gave me one last smile before, with his remaining strength, he slit his throat. I froze. I couldn't do anything. Not even with all my power could I revive them, since they didn't belong to my universe. But I could do one last thing. Issei, Reincarnation, a woman who will take care of her children, for whom I will watch over. Ketzel Coetel is reborn, this time with the name of Lukoa. Issei, in another life I will protect you. Maybe I laughed during our battle, but I didn't think you would change. Sorry, Ketzel Coetel, sorry. It was contradictory. I had told him everything while we fought. Why didn't I expect that result? I couldn't help but cry in front of the corpse. Sadness, helplessness and anger. Sadness and helplessness of not having been able to save Ishtar and Ketzel Coetel. Anger for Ryusoulger and Melvizoa. Issei, Ryusoulger Melvizoa. I screamed to the sky angrily with tears in my eyes as I thought about everything. After a while I got up again, while I took the head of Ketzel Coetel. Issei, I swear by the blood that has been shed by those two, that I will kill them. The prophecy of the 10 pillars indicated that in this new universe 10 beings would be born whose souls would be alien to this one. Each one would have their hero's journey. But becoming a pillar would depend on each one. Critical moments would come for each one and the climax of their final battle would approach with pain. I recognized it. Issei, I will finish the final battle. Hello my dear readers, here is Phantom with a somewhat strange request, because I hate character comparisons, but this time I would like you to analyze Issei. Tell me what you think of him as a protagonist and as a character. Without further ado I say goodbye for now. Khaos, Ryusoulger and Melvizoa. Before the universe, there was nothing. Before light, there was darkness. Before order, there was chaos. Chaos, any absence of any order, which creates pure destruction, only brings destruction. And chaos has a physical form, yes, Nyx? No, she is already dead. She has a much worse form. A form that is divided into two and that only exists to destroy everything. Ryusoulger and Melvizoa, two entities that existed only to cause pain, always seeking the same goal, a universe in their image and likeness. But their power being only chaos and destruction failed to fulfill their main objective. But after surviving the restart of the universe, one more piece joined the plan. A reborn boy with red eyes and black hair, Hayato Issei, the world breaker. The one with the potential to recreate the universe in his image and likeness. For this reason they both waited patiently, until his birth and growth, for him to become stronger, so they could consume his power. A plan that would have been better if they kidnapped him as a child and based on the placebo effect and Stockholm Syndrome made it so that he could not live without them and fulfill their whims. But chaos is not that smart. Right now that boy was against them. Current moment. Despite being under the ties of the entire DxD team, there came a moment when Ryusoulger and Melvizoa were able to break free. A shock wave pushed all of DxD away from them. Roigun. But what? Ryusoulger. It's been so long since I felt this strong. Melvizoa. Yes, it seems that our former strength returned. Zenobia, Irina, Jean, Tomo and Kaneko quickly launched an attack. Zenobia. We have to stop them yet. Irina. Curse of light. Tomo, dust cut. Jean, this is for all the years that they kept me captive. Kaneko, let's finish them off. They managed to get close, but a blow from Melvizoa to the ground stopped them in its tracks. Although they tried to attack them, they were easily reduced. Melvizoa, come on, I didn't even try. Sona, Valkyria Tire. Tsubaki, we must help Sona-sama. Saji, I will absorb her power with Vritra. Ryusoulger launched a ray, Tsubaki and Yura put protection. It was no use because the impact left them out also. Serorg arrived to help, although it was easier said than done, since despite the fact that he joined Rias and Akeno for their attack, Melvizoa stopped them and defeated them again. Rias, they are very strong. Rosweiss, Lavinia, Ravel, Asia, Elmenhild and Lefay prepared several attack spells. Ryusoulger defeated them again. Ryusoulger, come on, try a little harder. Kiba, we must all attack. The rest attacked, defeated again. But Vala and Shay kept trying, while Leo tried to create a monster strong enough. Leo, too, should have helped my brother. Shay and Gear 4 attacked as she could. Shay, we must buy time. Vala, I know well. Vali advanced at an incredible speed, trying to get a hit. Ryusoulger, to call yourself Issei's rival you are quite deficient. Shay hit her. Shay, shut your mouth. Melvazoa took her by the leg and slammed her into the ground, leaving her out of combat. Melvazoa, go with the losers of your friends. He threw her to where the others were. Vala played his last card. Vali, well Albion. Daniel, let's go with everything. Both, yes. Vali, reduce everything to nothing. Eternal division. A white light attacked Ryusoulger and Melvazoa, but it had little effect on them. But Vala took advantage of this to attack, managing to make a cut, although it was very weak. Melvazoa hit the ground again, causing Vala to violently retreat. Both pointed with their hands. Ryusoulger, they are going to pay for their insolence. Melvazoa, that hurt me, I'll return it to you. Before they attacked the last person, or well, being that was left standing, attacked with everything. Ophis, I will not let them get away with it. Several energy dragons fell from the sky, impacting the EXE, leaving them with only a few scratches. Melvazoa, as expected from the great dragon of infinity, a great display of power. Melvazoa jumped and took her by the leg, crashing it so that then Ryusoulger hit her, leaving her in pain and out of combat. They aimed at them again. Melvazoa, do not feel bad, this battle was lost from the beginning. The lightning came out, but something stopped it while Absorb was heard. The figure became clear, showing Issei with his behemoth. Issei, I arrived a little late. Melvazoa, the star guest. Ryusoulger, wait Melvazoa, look at his stats. He's supposed to be barely releasing 45% of his full power. Melvazoa, okay, let's take a look, this isn't happening. Ryusoulger saw them too. Ryusoulger, how is it possible? It already exceeded 2 categories by 45%, and it's almost a perfect 10. We have to end this before. Issei threw fire at them and took Melvazoa. Issei, good now. Ryusoulger quickly took him by the arm. Ryusoulger, oh, you won't do it. She quickly pushed him until he fell to the ground. Issei narrates, I got up with a smile. Issei, I didn't think about leaving my friends here either. I just checked something. They are dependent on each other to fight. They can't be separated. Both, shut up. They threw a lightning bolt at me. I covered my friends. Rias, I see. Issei, don't use too much force. I'll take care of everything. Ryusoulger, you are a liar and a false savior. You just want to use your powers to protect your wives and your friends. Issei, and so what? In the end, selfishness is also a human feeling. I approached quickly, with only one thought in my head. Issei, I must end this quickly. When I got in front of them, I unleashed a flurry of dark flash punches, several of which they couldn't avoid. Both jumped back in the opposite direction and tried to hit me, but I stopped both fists. I knew I had to keep the fight 1 versus 1, so I pushed Melvazoa away and started fighting Ryusoulger. Melvazoa came back. With a kick, I pushed Ryusoulger away and started exchanging blows with Melvazoa. Melvazoa, you are very annoying. Issei, they tell me that often. I continued with this, followed by hitting and trying to keep my distance from each other. I put my hands on the ground and it shook, causing several columns of earth to come out to hit them. It was a distraction, so I get the others out of there and put them to safety. Ryusoulger and Melvazoa were coming again. I realized something. Every hit and attack we gave was destroying a lot of the place where we were. If we continued like this, we would destroy the earth. I thought quickly, and created a water source. While I continued fighting as I could, the more time passed, I felt that I was getting used to it. Ryusoulger, she's getting even stronger. I took advantage of the water source and Ingvild's powers and made a risky move. I created a reverse cascade and I put them both there. I pulled them with me. I closed my eyes so I wouldn't see. When I opened them, we were in space, and to my surprise I could breathe. They both charged against me again. I quickly began to respond to their blows in the same way. Melvazoa, don't believe yourself so much just because you're winning in a hand-to-hand fight. Issei, I'm beating you, I feel good. Ryusoulger attacked from behind. Ryusoulger, don't feed his pride, Melvazoa. Besides, after a long time we finally have all our power. Melvazoa, it's true. Both attacked again together. I tried to avoid and block it. Only now they came faster. Issei, they are very motivated. Ryusoulger, of course, since you. He felt his blow in my face, followed by a kick from Melvazoa. Melvazoa, you never had a chance. Issei, those who are losing tell me. Both spoke at the same time. Both, no, you are lost. You never had a chance to win. Issei, as grim as it sounds, it does not give you the victory. Both, Ryusoulger and Melvazoa, they are not separate entities. They were always one. I tried to attack, but something repelled me, and a purple light covered everything. It was a very strong and blinding light. No matter how much I attacked it, It repelled me. I heard a different voice. I noticed a smile and heard an evil laugh. I saw her clearly. Her clothes had changed completely. Her face and everything. Now she had purple hair. Issei, but what? An incredible force threw me back. I created a small moon to stop. Issei, what the hell are you? The being spoke. Throughout history I have been given many names, but I am the embodiment of chaos itself, the power of destruction at its finest. With a smile he said, but you can call me Featherine. Featherine's presence was notorious. No one could stand in front of her without kneeling. No one except me felt below her. But barely. Even despite her incredibly strong blow, I had my will to fight intact. Although I was bleeding, I got up again. Featherine, from what I see your wounds did not heal completely. Issei, it is a consequence of an attack like that. Featherine, what are you going to do now if you are below me? Issei, I still have my will to fight, and I will continue to insist. True Longinus. Featherine, in several restarts this is the first time that the World Breaker has the Spear of Longinus as one of his weapons. He almost always dies by his hand. Issei, it seems there will be a change then. Featherine, don't be so gullible, kid. Your destiny will always be the same. The World Breaker dies losing everything and creates a new universe where he repeats his misfortune. And there I will always be, until my goal is fulfilled. You have only delayed me. I got into position to fight. Issei, I don't fully understand the World Breaker thing, but I won't let that fate happen. Featherine smiled. Featherine, as this is the last time you'll see me, let me tell you a little story. I was going to listen to her. I wanted to know the truth before letting the battle continue. She looked confident, but I still couldn't give up. World Breaker. It was a long time ago. Yes, this is not a mistake. The universe was created by Vita. For this all the chaos was being pushed until it came together in a single point, that even though she tried, Vita could not erase. The chaos that wandered through the universe causing havoc, until after eons of gaining knowledge, she took a physical form, and baptized herself as Featherine. With the desire for more knowledge, Featherine split into two, Regalziva and Melvazoa, knowledge and chaos. And among so many trips around the universe, she discovered the legend of the 10 pillars, and where these 10 would come from, which said, at the twilight of the universe, 10 souls that are alien to it will rise as the strongest on the 4th day. For this reason they decided to go look for the strongest, of course without understanding what he meant by the 4th day. For this reason they had to see 3 times how the universe was destroyed, until Hayato Issei appeared with enough power to carry out his goal of reforming the universe in his image and likeness. Featherine was so close to achieving her goal. Now she had her last obstacle in front of her. To make Hayato Issei himself cooperate, the World Breaker, a term used for the one who destroys universes and can recreate them as he wants. Issei narrates, although her presence was imposing, I got up again to continue our battle, and listened to her story. She sounded confident. Featherine, and that is the reason why I chase you in every new universe you create. Issei, you seem to have a mistake. Featherine, Featherine, that's impossible. I don't make mistakes. Her arrogant smile and that haughty expression bothered me, but I had to think carefully. She said that I had the potential to be. Once I had managed to open a pocket dimension, but it was small, so I came up with a somewhat risky idea. Featherine didn't wait long because in an instant she was creating a sphere with her hands quickly. I responded by attacking with Bahamut, but she felt stronger. Featherine, it seems that fighting even a little raised you to 60%. Issei, again you speak with terms that I don't understand. Featherine, your power, see it as a percentage, that grows the more you master it. Don't you check your stats? Issei, you said that those whose stats exceed 10 are the ones who become pillars. Featherine showed me the graph. Featherine, 3 of your stats exceed 10, only 2 are missing, but it's a shame it won't be possible, since the battle is over, right here. Issei, I should say the same to you. I accelerated to full speed and quickly had something in my hand. Incredible as it may seem, while talking to Featherine I found the formula. I thought about it, and I did it. I created a pocket universe. She looked genuinely surprised, and with that, I hit her in the face. It practically exploded on her. She simply stepped back. Featherine, you threw an entire universe in my face. Your power continues to grow. It's amazing. And that hurt me. That's why I'm going to finish you. Featherine began to create several purple rings. It began to spin several times and joined until it converged into a sphere. Featherine, this is chaos energy in its purest state. As I told you, I am the entity of chaos that Vita banished, and without Vita and you with your power barely, I can bring chaos back to this universe. I have a limit to create, but I have none to destroy. With this, you will only see how everything you love is destroyed. But well, even you, I do not think you will survive. My initial plan was to subjugate you and that you will help us, but seeing how you refuse, you only have to perish with everything else. Even though I tried to get there at full speed, Featherine blew that thing up. I could only see a purple flash. I stopped seeing the planet. In fact, I could no longer see. All the beings on Earth saw the same thing, a blinding purple light. Vala, what the hell is that? Ophis, we are dead. In the dark void there were some remains of what was once a civilization in a red armchair on top of a giant rubble. Featherine laughed again. Featherine, it seems that he was right. This universe did not end like the others. He died by my hand, and without wanting it, the universe is mine. He stopped laughing. Featherine, although it will take time to rebuild everything, but in the end everything is mine, mine and only mine. Wajajajaja. Was it really the end? Everything that existed had perished. Only Featherine remained victorious. So much effort, suffering, to lose like this. Rainier, Razor, Kokabeel, Vala, Loki, Diodora, Kateria, Crozeri, Shelba, Chow Chow, Serorg, Dihauser, Rizavim, the Hunters, Samel, Licht, Trihexa, Ishtar, Ketzel Coetel, all the people that Issei had defeated passed through his subconscious, which was the little of his essence that remained. Issei, I defeated them all. Heroes were always supposed to win, but they did the right thing from their side. They had goals to fulfill. Some became allies, and others died under my hand. Perhaps it was simply my turn. No! Thunderously something told him no, he shouldn't die yet. He had to do something yet. Someone had written a destiny. Featherine should never win. She should never obtain victory. That's why despite everything Issei had to continue. Issei. But how am I just a fading consciousness? The god of the Bible created humans from dust, Prometheus from clay, Odin from wood. Currently Issei was more powerful than those three. He could surpass his own creation. Issei, can I do it? A voice spoke again, the voice with which this story began to take an accelerated course. Ayato. Yes, you can, brother, or should I say I. Ayato showed his true form. All those times Ayato were the vestiges of my soul's former form, the original Issei Hayadu. Issei, oh, you've suffered enough, haven't you? Issei, yes, it has been a lot, but I understood a lot. Before I saw the girls as replaceable objects, but I understood well. I fell in love, and I wanted to protect them. The same with my friends. I am garbage. The original hug to Issei while crying. Issei, oh, mistakes happen. You said it yourself. It makes you human. And you also achieved one of your goals, to become a more human god. You understand how they feel. You are not completely perfect as they paint it. That value of humanity that you yourself have gained is what gives you the advantage over any god. They are more imperfect when compared to humans. They feed on their beliefs. Featherine does not feed on anything. She is empty, a being so empty whose only hobby is to destroy everything. You understand everything, feelings, conscience, the very value of human life. Issei, I am above her. Issei, oh, you always were. Issei finally understood. His trajectory, the what he did, the things he did, was always in him, being superior to the gods to protect humanity and his loved ones, the power of the one who is above all. His own power became clear. From a pile of ashes and rubble, Issei Hayadu's body was completely remade, only that his clothing was white. Now his shirt was black, he had red highlights in his black hair, and his eyes had changed. Under the rubble where Featherine was, with a quick movement Issei appeared again where she was. Issei narrates, Featherine's face had told me everything. Featherine, you should have died. Issei, it wasn't my time yet. Featherine, it's impossible, your consciousness shouldn't be able to recreate your entire body. Issei, I understood things. Featherine, didn't you check the statistics? Featherine quickly showed the graph. Featherine, it's impossible, you exceeded all capabilities. Issei, you know what that means, right? Now I'm a pillar, and my body isn't the only thing I can recreate. I rose, and raised my hands as brightness came out of them. Featherine, wait! You know well that the dead once dead must stay that way, since their deaths were written. Issei, you're right about that. Unfortunately for you now I can see everything. Featherine, the living beings that you exterminated didn't have to die. That's why I'm going to break the rules. Let there be light. From minute 2 o'clock, several colored spheres came out of my hands, creating celestial bodies, planets, entire galaxies. Without Featherine being able to do anything, we ended up on top of the planet Mars. Featherine, it can't be true. Issei, well, it is. And it's not the only thing. I'll make all the lives you took come back. Restructuring light. Several small lights began to spread throughout the universe, bringing everyone back to life while my final confrontation with Featherine had just begun. Featherine, you'll regret coming back to life. Issei, Featherine, let's end once and for all this tortuous destiny that haunts you. Accept your defeat once and for all. Live, die and be reborn. Ophis, we're dead. Wait, what? Rias, the light is no longer there and we're still alive. Vala, what happened? I swear something hurt me. Shay, it was Issei. I really feel like that. I feel like I just came back from the dead, and it was my brother. Roigun, did Issei just revive the entire population of the Earth? Ophis, no, I feel it anymore. Issei remade the entire universe and recreated infinity. In space, Featherine still looked incredulous, but annoyed all the same. Featherine, everything was supposed to be calculated. This shouldn't have happened. No. I create her destructive attack again, but the first time it had left her exhausted. When she threw it at me, a barrier didn't let it pass and absorbed it. I snapped my fingers. Issei, counterattack. Everything fell on him. Featherine, so much time for you to come ruin my plans. I'm going to kill you. Featherine at an incredible speed came to where I was, but I backed away at the same time. Issei, I understood specifically what I must do. There are bad things in this and all universes and realities, evil people, NTR, people who make fanfiction of Goku in some other anime that disgusts. I have become someone who can judge everyone, but I do not want to do it. I am the one who is above all. Featherine, rot you damn imbecile. She launched herself at me again. A hook to the jaw, a kick to the stomach, several consecutive blows to the face and chest, an axe kick to the ribs, another to the cheek, several blows to the back, a knee to the collarbone, and more ranged attacks. Featherine pushed me to an asteroid and stepped on my head. Featherine, did recreating the universe exhaust you? In that case, I got angry for nothing. If this battle was always lost for you. Even with my face on the ground I smiled. Issei, no Featherine, you never had a chance to win this battle. The asteroid began to change its composition until it exploded. Featherine had a cut on her cheek. Featherine, in all my time of existence no one had hurt me. You're going to pay dearly for this. Featherine launched herself at me, but I spun my spear towards it, violently retreating to Featherine. She looked desperate, attacking as she could. I avoided and absorbed her attacks quickly. I only realized that in chaos lived despair in its purest state. Featherine showed it to me clearly. Her plans did not go as she wanted and she knew that she was going to end up dead. That's why she was desperate. Featherine, it's been centuries and repeating centuries to be able to make this plan. You're not going to ruin it when I'm so close. Issei, you need to rest now. Featherine, let me end your misery. Zanma. The sword was placed on the tip of True Longinus, and it was filled with power. Issei, rest. Featherine. With a cut of the spear, the Featherine existence once again became Regalziva and Melvizoa. Regalziva, it should be impossible. Melvizoa, this is not happening. The spear rose in space and began to spin, filled with my power. Issei, you wanted my power, right? The spear shot towards the two. As unlikely and impossible as it seemed, the two ended up pierced by it. The power began to destroy them atom by atom, while they gave their last cry of despair. Both, no! Tranquility was the feeling I had after seeing that the presences of both had really disappeared, but a little of my kindness wanted to give them one last chance. Only now they will not remember anything and it will take a long time to live again. The next thing I did was leave my universe and see others. The state I was in only sent me to do one thing: destroy universes where things went wrong. Issei, Spears of Judgment. Many universes were destroyed by me, bad universes, like the DB fanfiction, is that if I have repulsion to those or several of Naruto, while I continued to obtain even more and more understanding of my own being, I was the most powerful, not only in my universe, but in all of them. Every existing concept I manipulated and molded it to my will. I could do whatever I want. I was afraid of becoming unstoppable and hurting my loved ones again, but I remembered it completely when I saw 9 shadows. Issei, the 10 pillars. Like a soft rain, I returned to Earth. Everyone from here saw it. I fell on a beach, where it was getting dark. When I witnessed that beautiful moment, I only knew that I had done the right thing. I stayed there appreciating the moment, until I heard many posed in the sand. When I turned around and saw my friends, I smiled with true happiness. My wives ran to hug me. When I felt their warm arms, I just smiled. Issei, I'm back home, girls. Rias, you had us so worried. Akeno, how good that you're back. Kaneko, we are happy to have you back. Asia, we are very happy. Zenobia, the man I chose would not lose a battle. Irina, darling, he finally came back. Rosweiss, you did it. Ravel, I'm very happy. Sona, I always knew you're the best. Tsubaki, what a joy. Are you okay? Rhea, you came back to us. Tomo, I always knew. Momo, Issei is the best. Yura, I knew you are the strongest. Ruruko, how happy it is to have you back. Seraphal, Ai-chan is fine, that's what matters. Kuroka, we can finally have kittens together. I see Naya. Nobody tell me anything, I forgot this expression. Sig Vera, you won, and you saved us all. Lefei, yes you did it. Yasaka, dear, you finally came back. Jean, you freed us all. I see. Gabriel, you won. I see you won. Penemu, you are the best of all. Elmenhild, we did well to trust you. Lavinia, we always knew you would be the winner. Ingvild, you won. I see, I'm happy. Kyom, the best of all, that's our boy. Ika, I knew he was strong, that's why I always knew you would win. Roigun, you did it. I see, you are incredible. Ophis, Issei, you did it. Now, don't ever walk away from us again. Issei, I won't. Girls, never again. While my friends watched from behind. Vali, he's an amazing guy. I was taken before all the faction leaders where they knelt. Surzex, despite everything, as always you saved us. Issei, Michael, the entire universe owes you their lives. Issei, I know, but I didn't do it selflessly. I wanted to keep all the beautiful that exists. It was my selfishness to preserve life that ended up giving me victory. Surzex, you are definitely the most powerful of us all. Ask for whatever you want. Issei, yes, I would like something. A vacation has been very hectic months and I would like to be able to spend more time with the girls and relax. Surzex, fine, you will have them. I smiled with joy. The most precious moments were not elaborate things. They were spontaneous things that were there because the people who mattered were present. That is what I had protected, the important moments for people, for everyone, since human feelings are born from the heart. It was my love for the girls that always motivated me to continue, and what made me have the strength I had now. It was what mattered most. Months later, I was sitting in my living room looking at some papers. Issei, yes, I found them. Rias, are you sure those are spoilers for my next fix? Issei, yes. Roigun, I need you to go to Tengu City and look for this boy. Issei, his name is Itsuka Shido. Kuroka. Kuroka, Naya? Issei, you're friends with that Goju Satoru, right? Kuroka, that's right. Naya, what about him? Issei, I need you to tell me everything about him. Issei, Tien Susagain. From there, Rias. Rias, what's going on? Issei, I need you to go to the border of this hell and go to the distant territory. There you will find another hell, and find this boy. Issei, Basara Tuju. The next thing I need. Lavinia. Lavinia, at your service, dear. Issei, go to the Bible Academy and find Erita Kasuga. Issei, Tomo, go to Sainan City. There I want you to find this boy. Issei, Yuki Rito, the last shinobi. In 2 years, Ravel, you will go through the sealed area of the earth. Ravel, what will there be? Issei, a firefighter member of the Special Fire Force. His name Tiana Suzugawa. Issei, and Sona, you'll be going to Infinite Stratos High School in 5 years. Sona, who will be there? Issei, this boy, Ichika Orimura. Issei, I'll go with Lefei to see the current Magic King. Ophis, who are all those? Issei, with me there are 9, because the 10th will appear in a few years in the Age of Heroes. For now I found the 10 pillars. And, this was a spoiler for my upcoming fix of Data Live, Jujutsu Kaisen, Shimai Mao no Testament, Trinity 7, To Love Ru, which is actually already being published, Fire Force, Infinite Stratos, and lastly Boku no Hero. I hope to count on your support for these as well. Without further ado, Issei's story comes to an end. Epilogue. It had been approximately 25 years after the events of the final battle against Featherine. The world was in a period of peace after many other things as well. A very beautiful young girl with black hair and blue eyes left an orphanage. She had been left there since she was very little, but she never really felt sorry. In fact, she was very happy there. She was saying goodbye to the person who had taken care of her for a large part of her life, and she saw herself as an older sister. I'm leaving Lukoa. The woman came out to see her while the children continued playing inside. Lukoa, be careful, Rin. Come back before 8. But as soon as Rin wanted to cross the street, a truck was coming at full speed. Rin was right in the impact zone of this. Lukoa wanted to scream. Rin closed her eyes. Suddenly she stopped listening. It was very fleeting, but she opened her eyes. She could notice the figure of a handsome boy, black hair as dark as the night and scarlet eyes bright like 2 rubies. His deep but hypnotic voice whispered, "Be more careful, Rin." She tried to talk to him. He noticed and just smiled. Rin blinked back and everything was moving again, but she was on the other side of the sidewalk. Lukoa crossed when she could. Lukoa, are you okay? Rin, yes, I'm fine. Lukoa, I don't understand how it happened, but we're very lucky. Rin, yes, too much. Lukoa, the same thing happened the other day. One of the children was going to fall out the window while cooking. The kitchen almost caught fire, but in the blink of an eye everything was fine. Rin, yes, it's weird. Kuoh, you have a paper in your hand. Rin didn't remember anything about a paper, but she opened it, and it gave her an address and a time. Rin felt even more strange. She waited for the indicated time and went there. The place was a Japanese temple. Only another god was also worshipped. A small statue sculpted in the shape of a young man was shown. The inscription on the plaque said, "Savior of the universe and of humanity, bearer of truth and defender of justice, human god, Uendelig Drage, infinite dragon." Rin knew about that. It was taught in her school. She left some coins where they prayed to this god. Doing the corresponding prayer rites, Rin rang the bell. As if by magic, the sky turned a bright red, and behind it, the boy appeared surrounded by flowers, Rin's favorites. "I guess you waited a little." Rin got a little excited. "Rin, you're the one who saved me." "Yes, exactly, I did it. Oh, here, they're for you." The boy gave her the flowers. Rin for some reason felt extremely happy. "Rin, why? Why is all this? Why don't I want anything to happen to my precious Rin?" "Rin, precious? But I don't know who you are." "The answer is more obvious than you think." The boy pointed to the statue. Rin realized they were the same. "Rin, are you that god?" "Yes, lately I don't like being called god. I did a lot of harm to some innocent people, yet several of them continue to pray to me." "Rin, I understand less and less." "My precious Rin, I was once a mortal like you. Many things happened and I ended up in this position. My real name is Issei, Hayate Issei." "Rin, but Issei-sama, I don't understand. Why do you protect me and why am I precious? Do you love me? Why, if so, if I am somewhat available for?" "Issei, in fact I am married and my first child is about to be born, married to 30 wonderful women. But that is not the point. Rin, you are like my daughter, just like Kuoh. Since your birth I have seen everything and I have made sure that you are happy and live fully. The same with Kuoh." "Rin, why?" "Issei, 4 things that I cannot forgive myself that happened in the past. You too are my creation." "Rin, did you create me?" "Issei, more or less they are things that you are better off not knowing, but I gave you life, and that is why I am always watching over you, just like Kuoh. I am always making sure that nothing bad happens to you." "Rin, is it like a guardian angel?" "Issei, if you could say." "Rin, what am I supposed to do with this information?" "Issei, well, remember that someone is always watching over you. Be more careful. When you cross the street, forget we had this conversation." Issei snapped his fingers and Rin fell asleep. She woke up a while later. Inside the temple, she only saw a priestess covering her face while sweeping, but her black hair was noticeable tied up. "Rin, hey miss, didn't you see anyone here? Sorry I talked to a person." "No, little one, but you must be feeling very tired." "Rin, were you already here when I came?" "No, I just got here. I needed to give my husband's place a little cleaning." "Rin, she must be one of those priestesses who claim to be married to God or something. Well, thanks anyway." The girl put on her shoes and left. While the priestess watched her walk away, a circle broke out in front of her. "She's already gone, honey. Doesn't she remember anything?" "Issei, perfect Akeno, thanks for watching over her. I have a meeting with the pillars, so I won't answer for a while. I'll be home later. I love you." "Akeno, don't worry love, she's like our little girl. I had to see her, and if I let them know, I love you too, goodbye." The communication was cut off as the raven-haired woman disappeared. While Rin was returning home, she came across a white cat, which seemed to see her from afar, and also a black and a white feather that fell on Rin's shoulder. "Are there any doves or crows around here?" The girl ignored it and continued on her way. She passed by a church where she saw 4 nuns, a blonde with long hair, one with pigtails and brown hair, a blue-haired girl with short hair and another blonde but with blue eyes. Rin felt luckier than ever and that she would always be okay. She couldn't be more right because from where she didn't know, she was always protected, living happily without knowing anything about her past as Ishtar. And Kuoh without knowing anything about her past as Ketzel Coetel.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.